everybody. Welcome into another episode of Booty.
Booty!
Tea.
Booty.
Welcome in,
Booty.
everybody. Thank you, Paul. Thank you so much for the
cultured.
resub, the gift sub, and the biddies, dude. You are far too kind, man. I really appreciate it. You are so very sweet. I know you're doing it just to fuck with the crew, but it's fine. I love it.
We
Thank
see
very
you.
much.
We see you. In
It's
the
an
chat.
ulterior motive.
But
Yes.
he plays in a
Yeah.
game for you, doesn't he? Is he buttering you up?
He
for
plays
something
with
else?
alongside me. Omni runs that. one.
Oh, okay.
That's our
Mm.
every
okay.
other. That's the other Saturday stream, at 12:30.
Ooh.
Yeah, Legacy. Check that out, folks. 12:30 p.m. every other Saturday. It is a.
Seems sus.
It's a good time.
He's
Might
buttering
go
you up for
in
someone.
the chat. Spend some points.
Save us from Paul chat. Save us.
Well, thank you guys for being here. Let's go ahead and jump right into a recap. Monty, do you have anything for us today?
Nothing of that ilk. It's been a busy couple of weeks.
No worries. I know you were like pretty busy last week, huh?
We were indeed. We had a lovely time, me and Mash and the crew. But yes, as for recapping, I believe we met a halfling, or what we thought was a halfling, in the tavern of Port Oram, which the name of it was the... Someone help me out here.
It's
was
on
the name of the
map,
tavern?
wasn't it?
The
The Gilded Gorgon.
yes, the Hungry
That's the
Pheasant.
one.
Yes, the Gilded Gorgon, and they were very shy and scared, and Monty was very rude to this poor person. Turns out they're from the village that Captain Redthroat, the evil pirate that he is planning on destroying, and he has asked for our assistance. He's not actually a halfling. He's one of the what were they called?
Like
again?
lizard
Lizards.
people?
Lizard people, lizard folk that inhabits that village, and I am now going to pass it over to my wonderful crewmates.
Very good. Take a hero point.
Thank you very much. Very kind.
Who's next?
I'll just repeat what Cal said.
Uh,
I think he stole some stuff. He's light fingered, if I remember. This lizard halfling. No, he wasn't. Okay,
Nope.
get that then.
Minus
no,
a
he
hero
did.
point
He
for
got some
Shiv.
brandy for.
Yeah, he
he
got some-
got some
yeah.
brandy for Monty.
Oh,
And,
you're right.
uh,
I forgot about that part. I thought you were talking about the loot that he presented you with. I'm sorry.
No. He stole some stuff around us to prove he was actually
Gotcha.
useful.
Gotcha. I apologize.
Me and Speed went and got some cool stuff and blew a load of cash, which the rest of the crew didn't seem too enthusiastic with, but tough luck. I had the captain on my side.
Yep.
Yep.
um,
And
yeah.
so while they were doing that and wasting our money, Ruby was enterprising as always and went searching for the origins of the strange dwarven coin they got off Captain Redthroat. He believed it was a treasure that he could find in the jungle and was the reason for him wanting to genocide the entire lizard folk. But Ruby has since discovered that it is likely the clue to a lost dwarven civilization who may be alive and well, a fact which she has decided to keep from the rest of the crew for the time being.
What was the name of that dwarf? That
Grimmin.
Grimmin. That's it.
Grimmin the Runekeeper is now joining us to aid Ruby in this venture.
And we're right to say that there's a temple in this village where the lizard folk reside that has some form of treasure that Captain Redthroat is wanting, which is why he's so keen to lay waste to such a peaceful inhabitant.
These poor people.
Yes,
Yeah.
these poor people. Yes. Sorry. Will's turn.
Very good.
I just want to add that it wasn't wasting money; it was reinvesting it into the
Damn
party.
right. Damn right.
All right.
God damn it! Speed says the truth. He tells it like it is.
Aye, aye,
All those
Captain.
times that I've saved you guys, you know, I need to be decked out a little bit. That's all I'm saying.
Captain has spoken.
There we go.
We also got ponies and carriages. I
Yeah,
think.
cartons. Have we
Don't
got
take
supplies
everything.
yet, or-
Leave something for Will.
No,
Here we
no,
go.
you guys go ahead.
I thought
Go
he
for
was
it.
done because
Yeah, I'm done.
he was defending himself.
That's fine.
Do you want to keep going?
No.
The captain hath spoken.
Yeah. No.
I've reinvested the coin. Enough said. Move on.
He's like, end of discussion.
Did we get supplies or did we just buy the horse and the cart? Did we get that far?
All I remember is you guys getting the horse and the cart.
That's
we
what I
name the
remember.
horse.
You can
No, I don't
name your
think we
horses
did.
whatever you'd like. You can put it on your character sheet.
Have we got horses individually? I forget.
Yeah,
believe
No, it was
you-
only just 2 horses, wasn't it?
Two
No, we
horses
got-
to pull the cart.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Hang on, wasn't it 2 horses to pull the cart and 1 each?
Yeah,
for
That's
One
true.
each,
You got 2
yeah.
draft horses and 2 riding horses. That's
2
correct.
whole riding horses.
I
That's
mean, we're
it.
going to share up, won't we? Because
Yes.
Monty's a little guy, Ruby's a little dwarf, and all
Yep.
that stuff. Sweet.
Yeah.
Fantastic. Very good.
Fantastic.
Yeah. So we are going
Yeah.
to we're going to pick up. Oh, everybody take a hero point. That was good. Good recap. Thank you.
Yeah.
We're going to pick up the morning after where we left off. The last thing that we did at the end of the discussion was return to the ship for the evening so that everybody could get rested up and be ready for the next day. So we open on the docks where there is a let's see. I think that it would make the most sense for who's the first mate there, Captain?
Really put
No
me on the
pressure.
spot here.
No
Really put
pressure.
me on the
Hey,
spot.
I'm the newest member of the crew. I won't be involved in this conversation.
Monty flexes. And
I think I've talked about this before and said that it would probably be no one in the party because we would all leave the boat at the same time.
That makes sense.
That's
So it
actually a
couldn't
wise
be-
move.
Like, it'd have to be someone who's with the boat at all times when I'm not there.
Okay.
So, sorry, Monty.
We
Did you
kinda
just
killed the
First
last
mate in my
guy.
heart. but
I
not
may
on the
not be
ship.
there physically, but the ship and the crew are always with me.
Did you just
So-
inherit the last captain's equerry?
Yeah.
Okay. So there's a familiar rapping at the door this morning as you are probably just waking up, Captain Speed. It is 7:28 a.m. The voice of your mate calls, Captain, we have someone here to see you.
I'm like, yeah. And I just like literally barrel roll out of bed, get dressed really quick, fix up my hair.
Yeah, absolutely. You very quickly make your way up through or I should say down. Like there's like a couple steps up into the captain's quarters. You make your way out of that and onto the deck where you can see a rather tall and I guess imposing is probably the proper term for it. He's not threatening by any stretch of the imagination. He's just kind of standing with his arms folded behind his back. I'm trying to figure out. I don't think I actually know how to share the image with you guys because I'm Scrub Lord on this app.
I can see it there though.
You can see it on stream. Yeah.
Yeah, I'll watch it on the stream.
Yeah.
Then that will work. I will pull him back up and use that. It's very easy to tell that this man has a long, tangled mane of hair that runs down his back. He seems to have these tattoos that remind you of a tiger stripe along his face and a little bit exposed under his sleeve, and his bladed gauntlet that seems to be strapped to his right arm. When it catches the sunlight just right, you can see a hint of electricity spark down its edge. He gestures up to you as you step into view and says, "You are Captain Reed, I take it."
I like slightly head bow and say, "You can call me Speed."
Speed, then. Captain Speed, I have been sent to take you to see the Commodore.
I like fix myself up a little bit, look over myself, and say, "All right, now."
In short order, if there is any that you wish to bring with you, now is the time.
I turn back to my first mate, who I assume followed me, and just like give him the hand wave, like he knows, like get the crew, get the group.
Yeah, he's going to be gone for a few minutes while he wrangles everybody up, but after a moment of kind of awkward silence, he says, "This is a fine vessel that you have, Captain."
Thank you. Just kind of look around it awkwardly, and then I kind of gesture, and I'm like, "And what a fine piece of equipment this is." At his gauntlet.
This is some weird pirate flirting going on right now.
It's like
It's your
measuring each
shoes,
other.
I have a fine vessel. And your equipment is wonderful.
Top notch equipment.
Sorry, guys.
No, you're good. He adjusts his monocle and
Ah,
Oh, hello.
kind of nods his head like, "Thank you. It was a gift."
Just like awkwardly stare at him.
Holy shit, Natisha, 5 gift subs. Thank you so much.
wow.
Oh my god, dude. Holy shit. Thank you,
Crazy.
thank you, thank you.
Amazing.
Thank you very much. Who's going to be the first person to arrive?
Roll for it.
Sure.
Go for it.
Rolling.
the
Ah.
How'd you just do a standard
Where are
roll?
the dice? Where are the dice on this?
Bottom
hang
right
on.
corner. You click on the
no,
dice
no.
that you want, and then you click the roll button. If
Just
you're
a
not
straight
rolling on
D20 roll
character
we're
sheet.
going with? Yeah. Let's go.
I'm gonna roll physical.
Ooh.
Told you I got my crap rolls out last weekend.
5.
It's not even come through yet. Oh no, it has. No.
Waiting on Monty's.
Sorry, I rolled physical 5.
Oh, 5. Okay, gotcha. Then in that case, looks like Ruby's going to be the first person to arrive on the deck.
Cool. So yeah, she ran a bit faster than everyone else. That's why she got there first. So she's a little bit out of breath, and she just kind of gathers herself. And she's like, "Captain!" She's like salutes and gets ready. And then she's just like, she ain't got a clue what's going on because no one's told her. So she's like there. Eager.
Thank you for the bless, Natisha. Much love.
Boo.
Oh no.
Ah, they're all in it
has-
together.
It has
Wow.
begun. It begin.
The man regards you. He says, "Greetings, Master Dwarf. Will you be accompanying us?"
If that's for the captain's request, aye, sir.
I'm just nodding the whole time. Yes.
Then yes, sir. Yes, I shall be coming.
Wonderful. Is there anyone else that will be joining us?
And I shall appear.
Yeah.
He just kind of like looks at you for a moment, head tilts, looks around. Tristan, what are you doing here?
Hey! How's it going? I haven't seen you for a while.
Where's the Hippolon?
Well, we need to talk, Uncle. We've got a lot to talk about. I'm gonna go up and like give him a big like hug and be like, "It's good to see you." Like, grab him by the shoulders. You're looking good. You're looking strong. You're looking fierce as always. How's
He gives
everything
you a big embrace, still a little confused, like, I hope that you have every intention of explaining to yourself to your father.
Yeah, yeah. There's a lot of factors involved here. Yeah, there'll be time to talk about what's happened, what's been happening, and you get to meet my new crew that I'm a part of. These guys.
He just locks eyes with Speed again. Mm-hmm.
I'm dead stare at him. Staring contest.
Hey, listen, this man is probably the finest swordsman I have seen since probably myself. And
It's at this point that Monty shows up.
and to be fair, he's probably better. So that's just, take that for what you will.
That's a mighty fine bit of equipment you got there. Who are you?
He looks you up and down. I'm Sir Bledman.
Ah. And why are we all gathered together here at such an ungodly hour, Captain?
I go, like, and gesture for you to like stand up straight and fix yourself up.
Oh, it's one of those situations, is it? Right, okay. Bloody beef careful, casual, your service, sir.
Perfect. We're gonna meet the Commodore.
Commodore. Oh dear. I mean, oh yay! Officials.
Yeah, love them. They're great. We love a Commodore. Yeah.
Sir Bledman breathes in very deeply. Oh, cool. For the first NPC or player that says Kraken, cure wounds.
Oh boy.
Stitch up.
As long as I can, if I can bank it, I will.
Yeah. Could we destroy? I mean, do we destroy Port Aurum if that happens?
Potentially.
I don't count, Paul. I don't count. I don't count. I'm the one that has to keep track of it, so I don't count.
It has to be within earshot of Ruby, and Ruby is not in the chat. She is in the game.
True.
So
We can't hear Seely and Will and Mashashi and Shiv talking. You know what I'm saying?
Correct.
it has to be an in-character saying it.
Yeah. Okay,
Really
so
shouldn't have shared that with him.
well, now everybody knows the rules because it has been a long time since we've even had to make that rule. To be fair, but Sir Bledman breathes in deeply with his nose, holds it in for a long, heavy moment, and then right this way. Turns on his heel, walks back down off of the gangplank, and we see the party being led up the docks, past the tavern, and over through Port Authority. There's a good number of guards on the way past that nod in greeting to Sir Bledman. Obviously, they know who he is. He has some semblance of authority, as he's not made to show any identification as he walks past. You walk through this large building for just a very brief time, up the staircase, all the way around until you arrive through this gatehouse to this building. All the while, and it's a good long 30-minute walk, you notice this was not the most efficient route. This was not at all the most efficient route. Could I please get society rolls from everybody?
Yes, as soon as I remember where they are.
You click the hand. that's like that, and the top of your character sheet, and you click the word that says Society.
The number next to it.
You click the number next to the word.
Blow
Oh.
by blow. Oh, I can't believe that.
Are we supposed to be hiding these from public?
No, this is
calls?
fine. I'll tell you when I want you to hide them, for the most part. Okay, so Ruby, you are just not really used to the way that they do things here. This is your first time in the city, and as you've established with your character before, you're a little bit of a social on the outsider. So you're just not maybe picking up on some of the nuances of what's going on here. Tristan, you've walked this path many, many times before. To you, it's kind of just greeting a whole bunch of people that you probably know in very short stints of time, very passing moments, like, yeah, hey, good to see you again. Yeah, I'm going to see the Commodore. I'll catch up with you later, that kind of stuff. Monty, you're getting kind of close to what's going on. There's the hackles on your neck are kind of standing up a bit. You feel a bit ill at ease. But it is Captain Speed that truly recognizes what's happening here. It is a threatening gesture, the path that you are being led on. There's no shortage of men in arms. There's no shortage of places for people to go if they need to be detained somewhere. There is weapons made fully capable of taking on ships. In fact, the time where you're seeing these large ballistae, you're recognizing that these would not be used for a ship. These would be used for taking on things like those flying monstrosities that recently raided you and your crew. That whatever capabilities they have for dealing with ships is probably on the level below this, and it's probably a lot of guns. As you are finally led through that final gatehouse and up the steps, you see the Commodore's manse, the rather large and imposing manor house that is fortified and very secure, with a flag pole that juts up into the sky. Sir Bloodman says, "It is good that you are coming peacefully, Captain. Far too many pirates have lost their way and been found for the rest of their days in the stockades, in the cells beneath our very feet."
Captain, I don't like this.
Who are they?
Do
Who are
something.
they calling a pirate? Excuse you?
We are
I mean-
legitimate business people.
Yeah, I mean, I can vouch for these guys. They saved my life. We'll go into
I've
that in
seen the
more detail.
papers.
Oh, well, then you know.
I know. You have acquired this lovely vessel, the Captain's Honor, from sponsorship of the governor of Peridot Point. The previous captain was unfortunately just slain, and it seems that you, Captain Speed, are quite new to your role, if I'm not mistaken.
I just like give a slight nod as they like go on.
I find it interesting that when you arrive, such boundless misfortune, so few men of yours perished, but the captain was one of them. I find it interesting as well that his body was not present.
Well, being dragged off to sea by monstrous creatures is a terrible fate, is it not?
Can I get a deception check from you? And
Right.
roll it in secret this time. I'm going to be making a roll for him.
How do I roll it in secret?
When the thing pops up. Yeah.
Private GM role.
Hmm.
It wasn't me, it was the sea monsters. I love that. Oh, question mark, question mark, question mark.
Okay. And his. Okay.
Oh, it must be close. He's doing math.
Uh-oh.
That is indeed quite an unfortunate fate for one to meet with. Tell me, this sponsorship that you have acquired, the governor, how do you find him?
Yeah. Capable. I believe my friends could tell you more about the governor himself as a person. I unfortunately haven't met him too many times.
And yet you were elected captain. How does this happen?
Well, see, I've proven myself to the men on that ship, to these that stand before you, and I've been bestowed the honor.
Yeah.
As you guys arrive at the stairs that will lead up to the door of the Commodore's manor, he gestures for all of you to go ahead. And once you arrive at the landing outside these large, what we know in the real world as French doors, um, beautifully painted glass and everything, he kind of stops, pulls the door open, and tugs on Captain Speed's sleeve as if to hold him back for a moment while everyone else walks in. It takes more than skill with a blade to be a captain. If that's all it took, my life would have been very different.
Oh, my word.
Jesus.
And yet I still have these men's respect.
And I wonder why that is. He breathes in deep again, gets really close to your face. You can see those tattoos. Make me a perception check.
Ooh.
I'm so fucking nervous.
Just to you, or
You can make it in the open.
Please be huge.
They're not tattoos. They are like you've seen so many tattoos in your lifetime that you know what they look like, especially somebody that lives in this part of the world. The sun has a fading effect on ink that's been placed in somebody's skin. Unless he's getting these things touched up literally every day and you don't see any inflammation, those are not tattoos. He lets you go.
I get like just a little bit closer so I can whisper like really low, and I say, "We can go back outside if you like."
Don't tempt
Do
me
it.
with a good time.
I wink.
He gets out of your face, like lets go of the hem of your coat, and then like stands up straight, holding the door open for you still.
I clear my throat and then just lock eyes with him for a moment, and then turn my head and walk into the room.
Yeah. So the secretary that greets you, this small elven woman, looks up and down. So you are the lot here to see the Commodore, I take it. And Sir Bloodman goes, "Yep, this is them." Wonderful. Well, he is waiting in the sitting room for all of you. It is good to see you, Tristan. We have missed you
Oh.
here.
And you.
Bloodman walks forward, opens the door. And in you find quite a well-furnished sitting room. The heavy, exotic rug that lines the floor somehow seems to lower the temperature even further than what it would already be. There's a large fire set into a quite magnificent fireplace that takes up about half of the wall right in the middle of it. There are elegant sitting chairs bound in the leathers of various sea serpents that you can still see the scales treated quite regularly. And there is a what's the word? Not just like a tray. I'm forgetting the word, but a tray of brandies for you to choose from with crystal glasses sitting in front of them. Standing between you all and the fire, with his hands folded behind his back and holding one of these crystal goblets, the Commodore.
Captain. Captain,
Yeah.
who the fuck's that?
It's the Commodore.
Oh, right. I thought Commodore was like some sort of bird.
No, it's a condor. It's a condor.
Right, okay. All right. Why hasn't he turned around yet? He's just staring at the fire. What a weirdo. I'm going to
Like
try
a-
it.
Oh, go on.
I'm going to use my telekinesis ring to pour me some brandy into a glass at a distance and just have it, bring it over to myself. And I'm going to pretend I walked in with it. While his back's turned.
I'm going to give the old clear of the throat to let them know that someone's arrived.
There's the sound of the door closing behind you, and then the sudden thunk of a lock sliding into place as Sir Bloodman circles around the outside. He's pacing is a good word for it.
Tristan, what has your uncle gotten us into here?
I look at him and be like, "You're looking pretty tense there, Uncle Bled. What's the deal?"
Tristan, says
Sir?
the Commodore, why have you brought pirates into my port?
Well, these are not pirates. These are privateers of the highest order. They are very skillful, very tactile, and of very good use. They've saved my life.
Aye, we do things undercover.
Yeah,
I might look like a pirate, but
this is all a facade.
we break them from the inside.
That's the way to do it. You know as well as I do. This is how we work. You have to get to know the pirate mindset, and these people, they know the pirate mindset.
Fuck yeah.
Aye, we found Tristan in the water. We were helping him, and
Precisely.
he was telling us that he needed help with other things, and so we came to bring him home. Like, we weren't here for anything nefarious. We weren't here for work. We were just doing a good deed.
He kind of twists that cup in his hands behind his back before turning it around and taking a sip of it, placing it back behind his hands. What happened to the Hippolyon?
Now we're down to business. Well, as you know, myself and the captain were sent out. Not this captain. This is my new captain. My old captain.
Yeah, we get through a lot.
Yeah, that's no way connected. Just to make that clear, we were out. We were hunting. We were on a mission by your own good order, and the ship was attacked by something from the deep, and it was lost. And I believe, besides myself, I could well be the only survivor. I don't know what happened to Captain Derry, and these people happen to be in the area. They saved my life. We happened to fight off other flying creatures, and they made for the port as quick as we could.
What destroyed the Hippolyon, Tristan?
A large sea creature. I'm not. I don't remember much. I was thrown overboard. I believe I hit my head. I just remember visions of it was waves crashing.
Do you remember what it was called, Tristan?
I'm afraid I don't. That's the problem. It's
Can I do
very
something here.
it's
What's up?
very yeah.
I'd like to sit down. I assume there's like chairs in front of a desk. I like to sit down.
This
on one
isn't
of the
his
chairs.
office. This is a sitting room, so there's hella chairs.
Okay, so I sit down on one of the chairs, and there's like a small table in front of it or whatever. And I flip out the cup that we keep that always refills itself with wine.
Mm.
Take a swig of it, put my feet up on the table, and I just go, Kraken.
Make the roll.
Steve, no.
What? Kevin, what have you done? Oh my word.
Wait. Oh, sorry. It was supposed to be private GM roll. I did it private GM roll. I'm sorry. Did I mess that up? Do I have to roll that again, do I?
No.
Did I, oh, it's a blind GM roll.
It's blind GM roll.
So that one's to you. Did you see what I rolled?
Mhm.
Cool. Can I have that one? Because it's high.
The Kraken. And he finally turns around, and you all can see his face.
You said it again.
He's got a scar running down the right-hand side of his face, as if some strange type of mutilation took place. It like it literally removed part of the muscle of his cheek. He's missing an eye, and he is thus wearing an eye patch.
Kevin didn't do that though. Kevin's not that old. I've called him Kevin. It's safer.
Big Kev.
Big Kev. Yeah. Can we tell from the scars how old they are?
Oh, they're ancient. Like
Yeah,
he's
that's no way-
he's in his 60s, and he's probably had these scars for at least 30 to 40 years.
Yeah, but yeah. So Ruby will quite literally be like, "Yeah, but Kev didn't do that. They're not old enough."
You think that you were the first to ever call yourself something that you are not? Do you think that you were the first to ever try to pull one over on the law?
I mean, technically, I am the law. By your good grace and your good fortune and your will.
Yeah, me
I'm-
too.
Yeah, I mean, by your hand, I am privileged to be part of the privateer corps, let's just say. And with these guys, I'm able to fulfill your wants, desires, and needs.
Calm down, Tristan. All right?
Just getting a bit too much.
Let's not
I
get carried
mean,
away. I mean, he's got
like-
some great equipment, but please.
Make a
Yeah.
diplomacy roll, please.
Do you want to you or?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna have mine all blind from now on because I don't want to mess up with what I do.
God
Oh
damn.
my word.
He turns around and open palm slaps you in the face, Tristan.
I take a knee.
Hang on, hang on, hang on. Like
You
we
dare
haven't got-
lie to me in my own house?
Oh God.
I like.
You are a
Push-
privateer, and you have thrown your lot in with these pirates. Pirates associated with the court of ransom and ruin, no less. Not some measly scavengers calling themselves something they're not.
I shakily get to my knees, get to my feet. I take one of those brandies, I shoot it down, put the glass down, right? But listen to me. They are useful. They have skills, a certain type of skills that are which we could utilize and use. And I used my initiative, and I'm still quite shaken by the slap, that we could benefit from. Trust me.
Tristan, he doesn't want to know about the coils and saving the world and stuff. He's a bureaucrat. These politicians, they don't care about saving the world. They only care about themselves.
It's okay. It's okay.
No.
He's been my mentor for many years. He's like a father figure. He'll see sense. Commodore, my
Sure
Lord
they
Commodore.
will.
This is not helping, Ruby. This is not helping. Commodore, sir. If there's any goodwill that I've earned with you over the years, then surely you must be able to trust me and my judgment on this.
He just looks you dead in the eyes for a long moment. I raised you like my son.
You did. And I've been eternally grateful.
My trust is not so easily broken,
Hardly, and very hard one, I may say.
but my faith must be restored. It pains me to do this, but I have no other options. I have to ask something of you, and if you refuse, I will be forced to imprison you all and hang you as pirates.
I believe they call that a demand.
Well, please.
And that's where we're going to cut to our first break. Don't go anywhere, folks. We'll be right back with more booty.
Booty!
I surely do appreciate it. Now, we come back with the Commodore taking a long drink out of the cup, finishing what was remaining in it, and setting it down on the table before starting a new one. There have been certain disappearances around the city of Port Orem. People going missing. One expects vagrants and those without a home to quite often disappear, but this has progressed beyond that. My own spy master has been thus unable to uncover what is responsible for these disappearances, and I am at this point at a loss for what I can do within the realms of the law.
Yeah, Captain, they've not got a morgue too, have they? We ain't gonna end up in the sewers.
Can't promise that.
Yeah. So we've got we've got a lot of sewer experience. So we should, if that is the case, we'll be fine.
You doubt us, Commodore, but the reason the governor of Peridot trusts us with the captain's honour and gives us such prestigious credentials and a foothold within Peridot is because we are incredibly talented at helping. You may dub us pirates, but like I'm no pirate. I'm a dwarf from the hills. I merely took a voyage on a vessel and found myself working. Like what accounts what makes a pirate? Because I'd like to be told.
Exactly. And I'm a sexy fisherman, so
By whence one comes upon their means, Master Dwarf. And though it is true, you might not have the air of a pirate about you, and I know that Tristan is my son, and would never hurt someone in the realm of possibility just for money. But this captain that I see before me, and this halfling, there is no dispute that they are what they are. If the
permission to
leader,
call him a permission to call him a prick, Captain.
I stand up from my very comfortable position and like straighten my back out and stare at him right in his face, and I say, "Call me a pirate if you will, but if you ever lay a hand on one of my crew again, I'll cut you in half without a thought."
Fuck yeah, booty. Ah.
Okay. Gentlemen, please. Gentlemen, there's
he
no
looks
need
from
for
Speed
sorts of
to
things.
Tristan, and then back to Speed. I'd like to see you try, Captain.
If I could just lower the tensions in the room slightly. What is it? So you want us to look for these missing people and report back? That's what I'm gathering?
You will find what is causing these disappearances, and you will put an end to it.
So how is it that Revis hasn't managed to? They're pretty good at their job. How that?
I'm busy these days, says a voice that is. You all thought it was just a bookshelf, but suddenly a man steps out from nothing, holding a cigar with a cat with long bat wings circling around the top of his shoulders from one end to the other.
Legend.
And I
Wow.
can't necessarily break the law anymore.
I mean, that's pretty fucking impressive, guys.
Wait,
This
I mean,
man-
you,
what?
you're
Sorry, what?
good. You're good.
So you want someone who can break the law? Is what you're saying?
No. I must sink to these levels, unfortunately. It is not what I want. It is the hand that I am forced to play. I would prefer, and this is the Commodore speaking, to find the bastards, make an example of them, and stop innocent people from dying. Revis says, but Governor says we can't just sneak into people's houses at night. Can't break the necks of the people that we know are doing wrong without evidence. The Commodore nods. Things are far different now than they used to be. He just turns around and starts staring into the fire again, leaving you to talk to Revis.
I'll look at Revis and be like, wait a minute. So the governor is still who I think it is, right?
Depends. Who do you think it is?
Well, Oren, it's still him. Nobody's like got rid of this guy. I mean, yeah, he taught me everything I know. We kind of had a good friendship and things, but really, that guy?
He's popular. And more
Well, I was-
importantly, He
I was
knows how to
popular once.
politic.
Well, yeah, but I mean, so do I.
Your father had a different path cut out for you, Tristan.
Well, yeah, I suppose. I mean, this sort of job is not for me anyway. I mean, Oren's probably better. You know, he's more diplomatic and whatever. Yeah. Have you got any leads, Revis? Have you got anything for us that we could probably go on?
There's a couple of different places to start, but the one that I would put my gold on, and he takes a long inhale from his cigar before. I don't know. I got this hunch. These twins came down the other day to see your father. I just happened to be here to give my report, and I intercepted them. They were asking for help. The Cascamares, old family. They've been in Port Orem since the very beginning. They were complaining about their inheritance, their stepfather being a little bit of a miser about it, apparently, but I don't know. It's probably nothing.
So you think they're trying to make some noise to try and get a bit of coin in their pocket that they missed out on?
I think they have the money to make it happen. Whether they have all of their inheritance or not, I don't know. But
So hired thugs and goons to do the
when their
dirty
mother
work.
passed, they would have been left something. They wouldn't be without anything.
So maybe we ask around, see if anyone's been hired recently.
Who exactly is it that's been lynched and gone missing? Like
Lynched? No one.
lynched? No, you said someone. Oh, it was us that was going to get lynched if we
Yeah.
got. Yeah, no. that was
piracy.
us. That
For
was
piracy.
us. Yeah. Okay. So
Yeah.
it's So who went missing and like have you found any bodies?
No, we have not found any bodies. But a nobleman's daughter, about 3 months back, she just didn't show up to school. She was in training at the university. She was learning the arcane. Somebody that was gonna be noticed never turned up. And then, just a few days ago, we had the son of a well-known arms dealer here in the city, out in the Steel Quarter.
But why them?
That's the thing. Seems random, don't it?
Yeah, it fucking does.
It
Makes no
doesn't.
sense.
It doesn't.
So what are you thinking, Tristan?
It makes sense. Think about it. Someone who's learning the arcane, someone who's a arms dealer. Are they trying to create something? An arcane weapon of some sort? They're the two people you'd probably want to target, if anything,
With the end goal being...
to make something that's going to cause a little bit of trouble for Port Orem and maybe the Commodore here.
Enough trouble that they're willing to kill the witnesses.
Possibly.
So, Captain, where first? The university? Maybe see if anyone knows anything about this missing girl. Yeah.
I think first we need to get one thing clear, and that's we're not pirates.
Oh yeah, of course.
That's the price for us doing anything here, is we're no longer pirates.
As long as you don't behave like pirates, we'll turn the other way. You have my word. The old man might take a while to come around, but
Yeah,
Yeah.
but you'll talk
I've been
to
with
him,
him a
right?
long time. I know the right
You'll
words
talk-
to say.
Yeah. I'll lean into Rebus and be like, let's just get lynching off the table, yeah? Let's just get that out there. Talk to him. Do what you know, pour honey in his ear. Do what you usually do. Let's just, these guys don't deserve it. I don't deserve it. Let's just,
Are we agreed?
we got it.
When you want a pony for Christmas, it helps to start by asking for an elephant. Well, he would say your birthday because Christmas doesn't exist.
I'd
what
fucking
I'm
love an elephant. That'd be fucking great. All right, I'm in.
That settled, Ruby actually flips open her little book and starts scribbling. Like she waits until like it's definitely something that we're going to do and that we're going to be involved. It's just like, right, in that case.
Now, here's what I think. There's going to be a big party tomorrow night down at the House of Rain. You've all probably heard of the House of Rain before because I think we established last session. It is the most well-known brothel, like, in the world. And he says they put it on every year. They're sponsored by the chateau outside of town. A lot of movers and shakers are going to be there. People that would have access to these noble people, at least into their district. Start by asking the twins, getting what you can from them. If they just clam up and don't tell you anything, well then call it a wash. But I would say that this is probably your best starting point.
I like you. You're cool. I like your cat.
Cat goes,
What the fuck? No, that's not the usual sound a cat makes.
I don't know. Have you heard this one?
Yeah, it was with the purring in your microphone earlier. It was awesome.
oh,
Actually, that was pretty spot on. I take it back, Derek. I apologise. That was literally
The
spot
noise
on.
that she makes.
Yeah.
thank you. He says, it's Niptera. Not a cat, but he like holds up a little piece of fish which she like greedily gobbles up. She keeps me in line.
You just carry fish around with you?
It's salted. It's for her.
Oh, right. Yeah, okay.
When Black Mariah is pulling on your ear, you give Black Mariah the fish.
Yeah, that famous saying. Yeah.
No, that's my Niptera. Black
I
Mariah.
know. I'm just fucking with you. It's all good.
No, I get it. When Larry's the same. If he don't get a cracker when he's hungry, he's a right pain in my ass.
Yes, he's a prick.
You know
When's
about
his-
that if he looks after him. Monty.
Fuck off. So when's this big bird turning up? I heard there's going to be a Commodore or something here.
That's a condor.
I don't fucking believe you.
They're not the same.
Well, I came here to
believe
see a
it.
big bird, and all I've been told is I'm going to get hanged and I'm going to go to a party or
Monty.
something.
Monty, don't fret. We'll find all the birds you can think of at the buffel. There'll be loads of birds there. All the birds you can hunt.
All right. Okay. It's at this point, Monty leans into Ruby's and whispers in her ear, I just want to let you, I am a virgin, so I'm a bit,
Oh no!
I'm a
He
bit,
talks a big game.
I'm a bit nervous. Do you know, I've never even, I've never touched a woman before.
It's all right, Monty. Me neither. It's fine. We can go through this together.
Wow.
One final piece of business, says the Commodore as he turns around. I am to understand that you intend on leaving this city, venturing into the jungles to the northwest of here, correct?
Aye.
Aye.
Yes.
If I catch wind that you have left before this matter is resolved, I will personally hunt you down myself, alongside my man Bledman and Revis here.
Out of curiosity, is that like a collective you, or is like one of us allowed to go out there and sort some stuff out, or like we
Any
talking
of
if
you.
any of us, yeah?
If any of you leave.
Balls.
This is a
Right,
very
okay, we'll get this
serious-
sorted first then. That messes with our time scale a lot there, because
So we got plenty of time to deal with this before we have to do the other thing. It's all good.
don't think we do.
Right, let's go get Monty laid. Monty walks out.
What did he just say?
I think he says he's going to try and get laid.
Don't worry about it, Captain. I'll keep an eye on him. I'll make sure nothing goes wrong.
I think Ruby's going to help him. I don't know what's going on with him.
As
Teamwork, I
Monty
suppose.
and Ruby leave the room, the door opening, you see on the opposite side of it the same port captain that you saw yesterday.
The tall lady.
The tall lady. It's the love of my life.
She is talking with a dark-skinned elf who has the look of someone who has spent a very, very long time at sea.
Can we listen in and hear what they're saying without being seen?
You can easily make out the remainder of their conversation that they're finishing off as you're walking out. The elf says to the human, "Fear not. I can make it as though they will never be able to leave." Ah, there they are now.
Are you talking about us, yeah? Can't leave what?
The woman looks you up and down, kind of gives you this like disgusted look, like she's not even gonna like answer you, and then the elf says, "Port, young master."
Well, I prefer it if you spoke to my face or through my captain before you start saying all this stuff behind Monty's back.
I'm surprised she wants to keep you here, honestly, Monty. Like, if I were her, I'd be like telling us to leave. But here they
That's-
are trying to keep us stuck in port.
That's the sweetest thing you've ever said to me.
I mean, we're better on the sea, Monty. Well, you are. I know you like it
Yeah.
out on the sea.
I fucking love it.
Yeah.
Ruby, despite the fact that this elf is wearing a blindfold, once you have walked out behind Monty, she is just staring directly at you.
I mean, I'd offer to take a picture, but I don't think they have cameras in this world. Would you like me to draw you a portrait so you can keep it for your wall?
Like one of your French girls.
One of your dwarf girls.
Yeah.
Is there a
You
problem?
have the air of grace about you, Master Dwarf.
What a line.
Okay. Someone's
the quality of
flattering. I'm sorry, but I've already got a captain. I'm not looking to change crews. It's very lovely of you to say
She
that.
shakes her head. You misunderstand me. Make a nature check.
Nature. Find Jim up.
You remember a conversation that you've had with Greg a long, long time ago when you were first learning what it was that Greg was teaching you, and agreeing that those who practice the magics that you do is the exact words that this woman just said, well, this elf just said to you. A proper druidic greeting. You have the air of grace about you.
Okay, so it's a code word.
You
I get.
recall the proper response.
Yeah, I was gonna say I don't know what the response is. Is this there's something in the book? Is this in the handbook and I've just missed it?
No, it's in Druidic language, which Druidic language does not necessarily mean it's its own language all the time. It can also be hidden words and meanings and esoteric.
Okay. Cool. I learned something new. So yeah, she would she'd be cautious and she'd just be like, but you know, I do have a mighty fine air of grace about me when I do want to, and she's very sly about it. She's not going to be openly admitting that she is a druid to this stranger, but obviously she is a druid because she is.
Yeah, you notice that the staff that this woman is holding, upon closer inspection, has these like very poignant stones that seem to resonate with primal power. The fetishized bones that like hang off of the edge with like feathers and like one large long albatross feather on the front. You recognize very quickly that this is a druid of the seas. She is very much in tune with the ocean. She kind of bows her head to you and says, "It is a shame that such circumstances have dictated our meeting."
Yeah, but it seems like we're going to be in town for a while, and apparently you're trying to landlock us. I mean, what's that about?
My lord the Commodore has issued an order, and I dare not deviate.
Don't worry. We've already said we'd help him. Like, we're not going to leave you guys having people spirited away or anything. Like, it sounds like you guys are in real trouble. Like, we tried to tell him we're not bad people. We just, you know, we've got a ship and people keep calling us pirates. We are victims of circumstance, my friend.
Indeed, it is true that there are those that have gone missing, such as not in the balance of nature. I smell it here. Something festers. Some darkness in the city.
Do you happen to know whereabouts in the city?
She shakes her head. I confess I do not. For such a place is still foreign to me, even after all of these years. I dare say I don't know one district from another still.
All right. Well, don't worry. We've said that we will do this, and I'm promising you, Captain Lady, we're not going to try and leave port anyway. You're good.
Abide by your words. Rid this city of this darkness, and I may teach you what you wish to know. I
mean,
can
that's a big,
taste the
long
hunger of
list.
knowledge.
I want to know everything. I need to know everything. I want to learn everything.
Could you teach me druidic speech, please?
She shakes her head.
Ah,
No. To do so would be treason against our very order.
right. I like that whole nonsense language thing you do. You like the crabs and the spaghetti, and you could just, and it means something else. I love that. There, yeah. My crab spaghetti is bulbous with pleasure and stuff like that. You know.
We can
Yeah.
start our own language, Monty. Don't worry.
All right. Well, we'll do that instead.
She nods. There is a long tradition of sharing knowledge between orders. I would be honored to carry this on.
Oh, I would love that. Like, beyond. Wait, do I even have. Like, Ruby doesn't really have an order. Like, she has done things very not normally. She nearly she's like, oh, I would love that. I don't even, and she stops herself from saying it. And then she's like, that would be very nice, thank you. And she's like, but we have a job to do and I would like to get to it, please.
Don't even what, Ruby?
don't even have the time to tell her how excited I am to be sharing druidic knowledge between myself and another druid.
Sounds like you were going to say something else, but okay.
I mean, it's just been me and Greg for so long, like, on this little adventure of ours. We have gone a bit far from our order that we're definitely in.
It's just you and Greg, isn't it? Just you and Greg. Never mind the rest of us. Or One-Eyed Larry, who's literally on your fucking shoulder right now.
One-Eyed Larry is always with me. Always.
You forgot about him. Yeah, that Larry. Now who's mistreating you? Exactly. Come over here, buddy. Come back to old beef.
He just looks down at you, kind of like tilts his head, nuzzles Ruby.
Oh, you feathery prick.
You could try not calling him a feathery prick.
He's just giving me sass. Fucking parrot.
Well, I will leave you to it. I assume it's at this point that Speed and Tristan have rejoined Ruby and Monty outside the office.
Yes, I think so. This is. I assume we would have just been dismissed by the Commodore and all that lot.
Yeah.
He doesn't want to talk to us no more. Yeah.
Tristan, how the bloody hell do we get out of here? They took us, like, some way. I have no idea how we got here.
Yeah, I'll lead the way. I think
It's weird.
This
I failed my
Lawson-
check.
It like walked us past the fuckload of guns and stuff.
Yeah, don't
So
worry.
what was
we'll
all
get you
that
out.
about? I swear there was a gate over there we could have just gone through. It's like they were showing us how big
It was,
it was or
yeah.
something.
It's
Like
the
they
thing
were
they
ashamed of
do.
us.
It's
Dick
no, it's a
measuring.
show of. It's a show of force. It's just like, look what we can do. Look how we can do it. How easily we can do it to you. That sort of thing.
Oh, I was
You
thinking
know.
they'd be really good for the ship, and I was like, if we took the specs back to Jeremy, we could, like,
Yeah, good,
hamper our
good
own.
luck getting. Yeah,
And
good
then I
luck
was
trying to get
like-
hold of them.
And then they had all these other things, and I was like,
Mm.
did you see some of the stories they have back there? Like, we
Yeah,
could
yeah,
definitely
there's-
like implement that.
That would be
There's no
fantastic, but first of all, I think we should do the little thing of not being hanged, and then we can think about maybe getting some specs. Don't want to
think
ask for
it's-
specs with a noose around your neck. It
Yeah,
doesn't usually work.
I think it's a good idea. Maybe once we've completed this, we just try and leave this place once we're allowed to leave, because staying here any longer is probably going to get us in harm. Because the Commodore, and I'm going to use some pretty salty language, doesn't fuck about.
Oh, Tristan. Oh, my ears. How could you say such a terrible
My
word?
virgin ears.
Monty's ears start to bleed. I mean, it's just. I mean, I'm just like rubbing in my face. I think he might have dislodged some molars or something. I don't know. That old man can hit fucking hard. He's never done that before.
He's,
To
he's
me,
hit
anyway.
so hard he's got Tristan swearing. I mean, really.
Exactly. I mean, I don't know who I am anymore. I'm so confused. I mean, yeah, these people don't mess about. So, I mean, he means what he says, and he says what he means. So, if he's going to do it, we better deliver. Otherwise, short stop, sudden drop.
Ooh, Captain, the druid suggested there's something quite sinister at play, so it's definitely worth us having a look see.
For sure.
I can't tell you exactly what it is, but yeah, there's something not smelling right about this city. It's definitely worth us.
Probably the sewers, maybe. I don't know.
I'm not going back in the bloody sewers unless we have to. Okay, I'm a druid of the forest. I'm a dwarf of the mountains. I am not a dwarf of the sewers. Okay.
You could be a,
Sorry,
yeah, you
you've
could
got
be
me in a ship in the ocean. Okay.
You could be a druid of the toilet if you really want to be. I'll just look at Speed and be like, listen, Captain, I appreciate you standing up for me there, but it's probably not a good idea to be on a hair trigger with this guy. I
Yeah,
could see it in your eye, man. I could see it. It's just, I mean, I know you want to go toe to toe because he's going to be pretty, tricky with the sword and things, but just maybe let's just cool the situation. You
We'll
use the
see.
captain brain. Let's use that mindset.
we'll
I
see.
mean, just okay. Tristan just looks down like, oh god.
Tristan, the only reason that guy's still standing is because he said he was your dad.
Very true.
Yeah, I mean, I don't want him not to be standing. I look at Speed like, if you can help it, Captain. I mean, I kind of do like and respect. Well, like
Please don't
respect.
kill my daddy.
Yeah, he's my adopted father. So I mean, if you could get around that, that'd be great. I mean,
Look, I didn't pull my swords out. All right, it's gonna be fine.
yeah,
It's gonna be fine.
all right.
Let's just
yeah.
figure out what's going on here. I believe they said something about twins.
In a brothel. All the
Hey,
stories
look-
that I know about twins and brothels end
Also
really
a
bad.
party. I think we need to get some clothes.
The twins aren't at the brothel.
Oh well, I'm not going then.
Though. Right, Monty, we're off to the brothel. You two deal with the twins. We'll go to the brothel.
It's 8:45 in the morning.
Hey, they'll still service you. It'll be fine.
Yeah, there's 24 hours.
Service me. My word, Tristan.
I mean, I've been to that place a few times. You know, maybe drop my name. You might get a discount. We'll see how it goes.
Okay.
Tristan's the elf.
Yeah, I've been around this place a little bit. I've broken some hearts. I can tell you some stories.
Right. Well, we'll definitely
Go on,
need to
then.
hear about all of
Tell us
those.
all the
Well,
stories.
Yeah,
Go on,
give us
tell
one
all
story
the-
now. Give us one
There's-
story.
I mean, it's more for the shit. I mean, it's more for the shit
Oh,
when we're at sea,
yeah.
sort of thing. It's a long, drawn
Talking
out thing.
shite, yeah.
Hey, we could all talk shit, but I've been with a woman, my friend.
What's that like?
Yeah.
Do you know what? Pretty damn good.
Yeah.
All right, boys, enough dick measuring. Let's get back to the ship.
I'm not measuring it. If Tristan wins, this is bigger.
So you guys make your way back to the
Thanks.
ship.
Yep.
Well, we need to go to the ship and get our stuff because, like, we were unarmed in there. I'm pretty sure, were we not?
Yeah. They would have
So,
asked you
like-
not to bring your weapons.
I have a feeling Speed might have tucked something away.
Definitely.
Well, he's always
Yeah, for
missing
sure.
something.
He's always prepared.
For sure. It's literally in my kit.
Yeah. It's like spring loaded. Sword gone.
Y'all don't need weapons. You got me and Monty. Between us, we're like a dynamic weapon.
I mean, between you, you're probably about 5 foot. Yeah, I'm sure.
Being us now.
Hey, I'm just
dare.
saying.
Like,
I
first
dare.
you have a go at Monty for being a virgin, which is very
Thank you.
admirable in this day and age. I'll have
Thank
you
you
know,
very
Tristan.
much, Ruby.
Hey,
That's exactly-
chastity is valued very highly.
Exactly.
Just because I'm a
understand.
virgin doesn't mean I can't fuck you up, all right? So just behave.
That's a banger line, by the way.
Yeah.
Somebody add that
Yeah.
to the quotes.
Yeah, I'd rather you didn't. But I mean, yeah, I think between us as a collective group, we can pretty much handle most things.
Except a woman.
Oh, come on, mate. It'll be your turn. It'll be your time. Don't worry.
I have
Hey,
no
you never
problem with
know.
the ladies. Thank you very much.
I know that.
Perfect.
Can
But
we
you never-
please just go? I want to go. Yes.
I mean, yeah. I mean, Monty could meet the love of his life. Let's not deny him.
I thought he was in love with the captain.
I am in love with the captain, but
Aren't you married to the sea?
I've got a lot of things going on, all right?
Wouldn't you be technically cheating then? What's going on here?
No, the sea and I are in an open relationship.
The
Polyamorous?
polyamorous. I mean, there's the sky.
Good lord, you are a man of many secrets, Monty.
Yeah, I am a man of many secrets.
Can we just like props to Derek for managing to eat through that? Because like we kept topping out each other on the one-liners there, and he just trying to eat his sandwich and not
Spit
choke.
take.
I love it. You guys rule.
I was like trying to see how long we could keep it going before he suffocated on his sandwich.
We're just chatting shit so you can eat your lunch too.
Yeah.
It's all good.
Quite happily to continue while you eat lunch. I'll just put an arm around Monty and be like, listen, there's someone out there for everybody. You'll find them one day.
Well, I did find them once. They were called the captain. And
Didn't you like overthrow them? Was that a different ship?
this was no. Captain number 47 was beautiful. Unfortunately, they disappeared. So
Hey, plenty more fish in the sea.
there are indeed.
That's why he's got such a big net.
Yeah. And this sexy fisherman's going to get his catch one day.
That's
Yeah.
it. On my gravestone, it'll say Monty Beef Kessel, big net, small penis.
Oh, well, maybe don't advertise that.
I think you might have killed Derek there.
Just go for the big net. I think that's, just
Is
that.
Is that all I'm known for? My big net.
I suppose so.
Don't you have like a 50 gold bounty or something too?
Yeah. And
I do, yeah, which is worth more than my net. So I don't fucking know. I'm getting down now. So
oh, come on. Let's build him back up, guys. Come on.
Let's dress up
Monty,
for the
don't
party.
listen to this macho
Yeah.
thing. You don't need to have sex or have a woman to be an awesome person.
Yeah.
We love you how you are, Monty.
doesn't have to be a woman. It's all good.
Yeah.
It's all good.
It can even be an abstract concept like the ocean.
Exactly.
Okay.
Thank you guys for talking through me eating. That it was very kind of you. I really appreciate that.
What you
It means a
have?
lot. Chicken tenders from Raising Cane's.
Fuck
Oh,
yeah.
nice.
Sounds good.
Demolished in minutes. Well done.
Yeah, military.
Smashed.
I can eat fast.
Inhaled.
Yeah.
Retail. With retail and hospitality, you have to inhale your food.
So true.
Fucking love chicken tenders. Right. Okay.
So, Captain said, getting dressed up for the party, huh?
Yep. Are we going to go full?
Do y'all have a whole
like-
bunch of like nice clothes that you can wear for this, or do y'all need to go get some?
Definitely.
I reckon we probably have.
Yeah.
We not still have our stuff that we stole from the thingy.
You wore it to the casino, didn't we?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
The
wasn't
lobster
that-
thing you broke though.
Oh yeah, my lobster thing. Yeah.
Your lobster
Can I? Can I? Are there any lobsters like around? It doesn't have to be like a gold lobster like this thing was. Can I just like stick a lobster on top of a stick?
Yeah, I'm sure you can find a lobster somewhere.
Sick.
Might
I'm an
cost you a
experienced-
couple copper or something, but
Can I try and catch one? Because I'm pretty good at stuff.
To spend the money, Monty.
It's too
No,
hot,
Captain. I mean, sorry, Captain. That was way out of line. If you ordered me to spend the money, I'll spend the money.
That was almost mutinous.
though. This is how it starts, Tristan.
Yes, arguments over lobster prices.
And the next minute, the captain's overthrown or dead. Wow.
Yeah. So don't go trying to be captain because that might be you next.
I'm gonna buy a lobster. I'm
I'll
gonna
never
two
try to
copper.
be captain.
Okay, 2 copper. I'm gonna tie it around the top with the nicest, sturdiest stick I can find. That makes it look, yeah, just that. The lobster's still alive. It's just on top, just like. And I'm gonna be wearing. I got really smart normal trousers, like just like the bottom half of a tux. Some smart shoes, but I'm gonna go topless, but just with a bow tie.
Nice.
okay. So just to be clear, the party is not tonight; it is the next evening.
I'm
I don't know
being
if you guys were
prepared.
just
I'm,
going to get.
I'm gonna get ready really early.
24 hours early.
Yeah, I'm excited.
Wow.
All right. So
If
you
we've
have
got 24 hours,
you've got
could I
more
s-
like 32.
can I
32
send
hours.
Larry out just for like a wander around, like go where the crow flies and see if he can pick up anything? Just
What do you
like,
want him to look for?
well, the druid said something's not right, and since he's a druid familiar, I figured he would probably be more attuned to those things than, say, a random fisherman that I could send like from the crew. So just to see if he spots anything that's like out of the ordinary that we should be aware of, and he could also keep an eye out for anyone trying to sneak onto the ship and hurt us.
Okay, sure. Yep,
But, yeah.
he squawks and flies off. And he's gonna be gone for a while, surveilling the area. What is everybody else doing on the ship?
Still, like, tending to my wounded pride after being smacked. Pretty much.
Captain?
Sparring with like 4 crewmates at once.
Hell yeah.
Do better than that. Make it 8.
It's only so much room. You know?
Yeah, absolutely. So, I guess the scene that we come back in on about an hour later or so, the about 10 a.m. just about. Captain and the 4 guys, probably a little tired after this point because they've been going at it for so long. Maybe Captain's not as tired as they are because he's the captain. But One-Eyed Larry arrives back on your staff that you have made into being able to have a perch for him. And he does not report anything out of the ordinary. Now, he's never been in a city like this before, so it's all kind of out of the ordinary to him, but, like, there's nobody getting robbed. There's nobody getting stabbed in the street, getting abducted. It's a very peaceful city. It's a very secure city.
Right. What's Tristan doing at this point?
Just on the deck of the ship, just like pacing around, wondering what to do.
So Ruby's gonna go up to Tristan and she's gonna be like, Tristan,
Mhm.
can I borrow you a second? You're from here, yeah?
Yeah.
Is it? Does nothing just like seem a bit too normal to you?
Well, it's always been that sort of place where like law and order's kind of quite sort of up there. I mean, there's curfews and things like that, and people don't tend to really mess about much. From what I
Really?
remember. Yeah, I mean, it's kind of, the Commodore kind of has things on a tight leash here.
And yet people are disappearing somehow.
That's what's got me troubled. I mean, that's something that shouldn't really be happening under his watch. Now, I'm not saying the old man's losing his touch. He's like looks around like suspiciously just in case anyone's listening. But it is kind of like odd to me that his spy master, Revis, who is like the best of the best, can't solve this. And he's kind of, I don't know, maybe losing his grip. Again, looks around suspiciously. But you didn't hear me say that, yeah?
You're like from here though, right?
Well, yes and no. I was kind of like raised here, but yeah.
So you've not you said you'd not been back in a while.
That's the privateering life.
Yeah. You failed to mention that you were coming back to see your dad.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's not something you're going to say to a bunch of pirates. But hey, my dad's the Commodore, is it?
I
You're going to
mean,
be free with that information in case, I could be, I'll point at like the crow's nest, I could be hanging from up there. So I didn't know you guys at the time. I didn't know what you were like.
you did hit Monty with a fish.
Yeah.
But my point
was-
is, Tristan, if you lived here for some period of time, then perhaps you know some places that people squirrel away that we could maybe adventure into. The seedy underbelly, your dad wouldn't.
DM, would I know this?
I was answering
Okay.
something in chat. What's that?
That's okay. Would I know this information of like
Because,
maybe
like-
there's... Go on.
Kids know things, like kids know all the little squirrely hideaways, and if he wasn't here since he was like younger, then he would know where all the like the metalheads and the skater boys, and you know what I mean, like the fantasy equivalent. Like, 'cause
Yeah.
I knew
Like
where,
the-
like, yeah, we all knew where the drugs got dealed. We all knew where the people went drinking, and we all knew where all the, you know, the shady shit was. Like, even if you didn't go there, you knew.
Yeah. I mean, I would know that sort of stuff, right?
Yeah, most of that is kind of overseen by Revis.
Yeah.
All the cool kids hang out in the old wall theater. There's tons of back rooms and stuff there, and it's what they don't know and what you didn't figure out until later on is that it's still all overseen in a way by the government in a way that's keeping these kids safe and from doing anything too stupid or reckless.
Yeah. I mean, that was one of my old haunts, that sort of place, the old theatre. We could try there if you like. Not saying it's any good now. I don't know. I've not been here for a while. It might not be the cool happening place that kids hang out anymore.
Hmm.
But it's the start. What are you thinking? I see those cogs are turning.
I just don't like that they pointed us to the brothel. I mean, of all the places to point someone, a brothel.
I mean, they most likely have eyes in there that we're going to be watched just to see what we're up to, see if we might try and show our hand a little too early, maybe. I mean,
They watch
that's
you.
kind.
He's in the crow's nest, looking down, just
Alright.
hearing all the conversation.
Yeah, Tristan obviously not realizing it's Monty. I may have said too much. And starts looking really worried. It might get me. No, but I think that's the idea. They send us to a controlled environment like a brothel, which is probably in their control anyway, and watch what we do, whether we might be dishonest.
I knew it. It smells like a setup. Tristan, these are your people. Are they stringing us up here? Like, are they setting us up for failure? Like, do we need to be prepared?
I think it's more like letting us off the leash a little bit to see what we do before they kind of pull it back again. I think it's a test, if anything. If I was maybe thinking of it, that's what I would do.
You do know that
Give someone
the
a-
annual drinking thing is like legit. They do
Yeah.
absolutely do that every year. Also, thank you so much for the raid, Rolling Thundica, raiding in. Thank you so much. Welcome in, Raiders. Welcome in.
Really?
Legend.
Yeah. I mean, the party is kind of an annual event, so there's no like smoke and mirrors behind that. That's kind of thing that always happens. But pointing us to the brothel, when he said that, I was like you, I was very suspicious. I mean, it's a brothel that, let's face it, they're probably getting a cut of the profits to keep it kind of on the up and up.
I don't know. I still think we should tell the captain it's a fishy.
Hey, I'm well up for telling Speed. I mean, it smells like a trap. It could be a trap, but it doesn't necessarily mean it's a trap for us.
Walks like a duck, quacks like a duck, etc.
It's a dot. No.
Says-
Say it's the crow's nest.
What the hell is going on? Who is that? No, yeah, I mean, it could be a source of information or it could be a test for us. We just have to walk in and find out for ourselves.
We just
But we
better
just
be
have-
on our best, you know, to look out
On
for our
guard,
captain.
yeah. Eyes everywhere, making sure we don't make any wrong moves, don't get into any scuffles, try not to really give any information we shouldn't have out, and just try and see what we can find.
Okay. But you know, even if he is your dad, if he screws us over, we can get out
Oh,
of
we're
here
dead.
with or without their permission.
No, unlikely. We're probably dead.
Nah. I mean,
No,
you
I'm
might
being
be. I would
honest.
be leaving you behind if that was the case. I'm sorry, Tristan.
Well, you saw the blind lady,
The blind
the one with the
lady.
thing, the one with the
druid.
blindfold. Yeah, she's pretty good at what she does, and if she says something, most likely it's going to happen. And I don't mess with magic too much, but I can imagine she's going to block us pretty hard on that. So, I mean, I don't know how good you are, but I think she's probably better.
It's not me she has to worry about, it's Greg.
I mean, I don't even know what Greg is, if I'm honest. But yeah, I mean, I can just say, I mean, we could try and fight our way out of here if it came to it, but I don't fancy our chances. I think, I mean, this is between me and you, but with much respect, I think the captain probably the last one standing.
Fair enough.
Hey, I'm just telling you what I know and what I can see, and you know,
Did you get all that, Monty?
Bits and bobs.
what is he? The eye in the sky? What's going on? Is it? Is this like a setup? Are you like spying on me?
No, we're just a very good crew.
Yes, someone must always be on watch at the crow's nest. I noticed it was empty. I went up there. I'll be down in a minute.
How long have you been there?
Probably about 4 hours now.
You've not been back to the ship for 4 hours. You've been back to the ship
Like
for
me.
an hour.
It's like cramped.
I don't have a good concept of time.
That's why I provide a clock. It's right there.
I've been up
Little
here
box.
for 2 weeks.
It's been 87 years.
To be honest, I'm stuck up here. I can't get down. I just.
No, I mean, yeah. So I think maybe we go to the captain, maybe pull our ideas together and see what we can come up with to at least
Right.
try and figure something out. Because
So Ruby
Yeah.
takes everything that you've just discussed, and then she runs up to the captain, and she's like, "Captain,
Relay.
Tristan's straw is a trap that we're going into."
Ruby, super
Captain,
grass.
Captain! Tristan says we're gonna go into a trap. We need to prepare for a trap, Captain.
So what do you think we should do about it then?
Well,
I hadn't thought that far ahead.
I at least think we should have an exit plan. At least, if something goes down, we need to, as soon as we walk in, case the joint, and then find an exit route in case things go down. That's the first thing we should do. And after that, we try and find out if any information about these twins. I mean, we could probably, bribe a few people if we can. Put a bit of gold out there, get some info back. It's, as we all know, gold can make people talk.
It's true. I can always distract people with my virginity.
I mean, that could be a strong talking point. That could be a very good talker. I mean, hey, if anything, that could be a good distraction.
We could,
And he's onto
Whatever-
something.
we could auction off
Whatever
his
the captain
virginity.
wants.
I mean, Ruby's got a good idea. I mean, this is Ruby's business mind working overtime here. We auction off Monty's virginity as like make some coin on the side as well. I mean, it's a win-win for everybody, right?
Captain, this sounds really dangerous.
What, the auction?
This whole situation we're in is pretty dangerous.
Yeah. No, I think so. I think, I mean, it's by your discretion, Captain, but yeah, I think at least having an exit plan has got to be number one.
Sounds great.
Now, hear me out. Bombs.
Bombs.
That's the other-
Bombs.
So
She
let me get
said
this
what my
right.
idea was. That is the only idea I had going
So
through
let's
my
follow
brain.
that. Tristan's like, let's follow that thread. So in a heavily defended city where we've just been threatened, you're going to plant bombs, and they're not going to suspect it's anyone but maybe us.
I mean, for our exit strategy. Bomb!
What are we going to blow up?
No, like, that was the
Monty's
only thing that
virginity.
came to mind.
Wow.
I mean,
Wow.
you could
Well.
probably go with play. If you're serious, Ruby, then it could be places like the Armory. There's maybe certain places that could cause distractions. Let me have a quick look at the map. Maybe some put one in the Steel Quarter, maybe in the Mage Quarter.
No.
Places like
I
that,
was
if you're
thinking
serious.
what we
Widespread
could use to,
panic.
like, blow the
Yeah,
ball, like,
widespread
little-
panic, and then we slip away during the panic. Because you
Yeah,
can't be everywhere at once, can you?
That's a good exit strategy to get the ship out. If we need it.
Yeah. Yeah. Maybe even the Port Authority put one in there. I'm not saying we do this, but this is an extreme scenario.
Okay, we'll use that as the backup plan. I was thinking just like little pipe bombs so we can blow a hole in the wall. Like I
And
wasn't
then
thinking
what?
like gunpowder plot or anything. I was
Oh,
thinking
okay, well,
like,
This is, I mean,
I'm
this is
not-
the where.
you went Guy Fawkes and I went
Yeah,
exit
went full-
strategy.
I went full forks, and you were just going like, "That's fine, I
I
understand."
just want to blow a hole in the wall.
It's not even November. That's crazy.
Exactly. I mean, I'm with
We're
the captain
British. It's
here.
all we all think about.
That's
I'm
fine.
with the captain here. Mass panic, and then we slip away. That could be a good strategy. I mean, do you? First of all, before we came in, do you have the bombs, Ruby, or is this something we have to make? That's a no.
None
I'm
of
gonna
you
take
know
that as
how
a
to
strong
make
no.
bombs.
No,
Yeah,
I'm going to
yeah,
take that as a
it's
strong no. So right, so that's the first thing we're going to fall down on. I'm not picking apart your strategy. I'm just saying, let's think clearly about this.
Fucking hell.
You asked me, and that was all I had in my head. I'm sorry.
Yeah, and we followed that thread to the end, and that's what we've got to. We can't make bombs. The point is, yeah, unless you know someone we could buy bombs off, and even then, that's suspicious.
The brothel.
Yeah, spoiling all my fun.
Captain, really? You buy bombs in a brothel?
I mean, they'd be da bomb. They could be da bomb, but not
Nice.
actual bombs.
Excellent wordplay, Ruby.
Yeah, yeah. Your butt is the bomb.
I know, it's fucking great.
Do 3,000 squats a day.
Yeah, just like lunges and squats up in that crow's nest.
There wasn't much else to do.
True, fair play. So, right, let's get back on track.
I would like to open up a tavern called the Squatting Halfling.
That's
What
amazing.
in the port? I mean, I could
Shall
speak
we
to the
do it in
Commodore.
Peridot?
Yeah, Peridot, we'll start there.
Well, really? You want to? Okay. Well, I'm not going to disrespect Peridot like I more than already have.
Well, they're more welcoming than this fucking place, let's put it that way. Plus, we
That
own
is
half
true.
of the town.
True.
Probably
So-
more by the time we get back. Jeremy's
s-
probably expanded.
I wanted to suggest something. We
Go
were
for it.
given that they mentioned that the people that went missing, one of them was in the steel quarter, a
Hmm.
blacksmith's child or something, and the other one was in the university, a student. Would it be worth just popping up one of those and just seeing if we can get if they saw anything at all? And if they look a bit Port Authority like, then we know we might be in for a bit of a trap.
I mean, it's worth asking about. I think you're onto something, Captain.
Starting
Captain,
at the beginning, I like it.
I thought you were calling me captain then. I was like, what?
I mean, your time will come, I'm sure.
I've been many things before, but I've never been a captain.
Your time will come, Monty. Your time will
It
come, I'm sure.
fucking won't. I've tried 53 times. I mean, no, I haven't tried. You heard nothing.
I heard nothing, I know nothing.
Good.
As usual.
Keep it that way.
How rude. How very dare you.
The Pirate's Code. I know nothing. I saw nothing.
Ah, I thought it was just a slight against me. How dare.
As usual, we heard nothing. We
Yeah.
saw nothing.
True. Yeah, maybe make some inquiries. Do we split up or do we all go as a force into this to each place?
I think we split up. Two of us go
Okay.
to
Still
each
quarter.
location and report back no later than sundown.
Hmm.
I
I
like
you
it.
hope
should.
you two don't go shopping again.
No shopping.
I mean, we can't predict that's not going to happen. I'm not saying
You
it
can't
won't.
possibly spend that much money again. We don't have that much money.
What do you mean you can't predict what you're...
I mean,
That's your choice. Of course you can fucking predict it.
Traveling
No,
light, we're
well-
leaving the money behind.
yeah,
We need to be
that's probably a good
quiet.
idea.
Need it all for the bribing.
Yeah, that's later.
All right. So it sounds like we have a starting location for both of y'all, both of those teams to break down into. I think that we will get to that when we get back from a quick break because it's been about an hour since our last one. So don't go anywhere, folks. We will be right back with more
Hydrate.
booty.
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 everybody. Welcome back. Thank y'all so much for waiting patiently. I surely do appreciate it. If you did not know, you can get yourself 10% off of a custom D&D Studios dice case by going to ko-fi.com/theshadysale. They are beautiful. You can get, I forgot to say the other half of that. You can get 10% off by using code RPGINN at checkout, going to ko-fi.com/theshadysale. But they are beautiful. They hold a full set of 7 dice. They absorb sunlight and glow in the dark. Show off your
Beautiful.
necromantic power with pride. Thank you
Amazing.
very much to our sponsors. I love you. I appreciate you. And without further ado, let's get right back on into it. So, our party splits a little bit, with half of them going to the Steel Quarter in Monty and Ruby, and the other half in Tristan and Captain Speed heading to the university. I would say, let's just roll to see who goes first there. Everybody roll d20s, and whichever team rolls higher, we will start there.
Okie dokie.
Okie dokie.
So 21 on team Monty and Ruby. Oh shit. And 35 on team Speed and Tristan. So it looks like we're going to the university first.
We're just fast.
Very, very good. So it's a pretty busy day. It's about an hour later, as it's taken you some time to get across town. So it's almost noon. And what you guys have very quickly been able to see is that the lunch rush of students leaving is a lot more than you'd expect to see in a place like this. And then suddenly all of the housing around the university makes sense. The school itself is not big enough for students to like live inside of. So very obviously they have to live right here on the campus here in the Mage Quarter. But that is to say, what do you guys start with? Where do you go? It's busy.
Is there like any place that maybe teachers might be coming out of, somewhere like that?
Yeah, they would probably be coming out of the front door over here.
Okay. Is this where we try and sort of sidle up to one of them and maybe ask a few questions? Yeah? Cool. I think maybe the nearest teacher will be like, excuse me, any chance we could have a brief conversation?
They very pleasantly give you a smile and say, yes, are you interested in rolling here?
No, unfortunately not. We're here to just make some inquiries. We heard about missing student.
Her expression very quickly goes from like a half smile to like a stern, stoic. I see.
Yes.
And on whose behalf are you here?
I'll produce some sort of like papers that I usually have that's like with the Commodore's insignia on. We're here on behalf of the Commodore's office. We've been tasked with a bit of information gathering to see what may have occurred. Me and my associate here been sent to see, and we would try to. I mean, maybe there's someone you can point us in the right direction who might be able to help. I don't really want to put pressure on yourself unless you know of something.
I do not. However, if you are here on behalf of the Commodore's office, well, you have arrived just in time for our lunch break. It begins at 20 minutes past 11, and, well, the headmaster would be the one that you might speak to. She is presently in her manor right across the street. And she points to this building over here.
Perfect. Thank you very much. I'm sorry, I didn't catch the head. What's the headmaster called? If just in case.
Headmaster Sky Diamond.
Sky Diamond. Fantastic. Thank you for your time. Thank you very much. And we'll head, unless the captain has anything you want to add.
No,
No,
that was great.
Cool. And we will head towards the headmaster's office.
Yeah, so you find your way to their manor just across the street. There's a large door knocker. It's silver and it has the shape of a lion's head with a ring in its mouth.
I look at Speed and be like, "Do you want me to give it the privateer style knock, or should we give it more of a pleasant sort of knock?
Oh,
How much
man,
business? Huh?
this is a tough decision.
Yeah.
Give it a peaceful one.
Okay. Just give it like the light rap on the as I like hit the ring lightly.
When your hand comes away, the door knocker animates and begins stretching its head outwards, the loop in its mouth morphing into a collar around its neck, keeping it leashed to the door. And this suddenly animate lion says to you, "Yes, what can I do for you?"
We would like to speak with Headmaster Sky Diamond. We are from the Commodore's office. Urgent business.
Urgent business. This sounds most important. I will let the headmaster know at once.
And he solidifies once more, leaving maybe 30 seconds of silence before the door opens right in the middle of his head.
Wow.
There's a tray greeting you with refreshments that are being stocked up. You can see tea and coffee, various fixtures like cream and sugar. And it begins to lead you down the hall.
I look at Speed like, after you, Captain.
All right, yeah. I'm gonna take myself a coffee.
Yeah. I'll have a little coffee as we walk along the corridor. Is this tray just floating? Is this just floating
Yep.
along? Oh wow, okay.
Uh,
Spilling coffee as I'm trying to catch up.
it leads to a large set of double doors that suddenly open before you, and you walk out past a courtyard and into a private back office over here. There's a beautiful little pond with some bushes and trees that are sticking out, and everything that you've seen is just exquisitely furnished. The whole area just sings with wealth. And as you are let into the headmaster's office, the tray stops outside the door, which opens for you. And inside, you see a beautiful half elf woman standing opposite a desk as if she's literally just getting her lunch together and setting it on her desk so she can eat while she works.
Morning, headmistress.
Good morning. How might I help you?
I'll
Please
do that
have a
sort of-
seat, officers.
Thank you. I'll do that sort of like cop thing where they flip their credentials out. Commodore's office. Teach and Speed. We're here on some matters of missing persons.
Of course, of course. She sits down opposite you, and there's this like fluttering sound as a small dragon with the tail of a like crystalline structure seems to like flit out from behind her, sitting on the chair with its tall arms, and it's just like looking from one of you to the other, and then like looks at the food, jumps onto the table, and like rips half of the sandwich, like, and just gobbles it down before burping loudly. And she looks at it. I was going to eat that. How might I help you, officers? She gets up and starts making herself another sandwich.
I look to the captain, like nudging him. Do you want to take the lead?
No, this is more your thing. Go for it.
Sure. Okay. I don't want to step on any toes, Captain. So, we've been sent by the Commodore's office. There's been reports of one of your students going missing, and we've been charged with trying to find what happened.
Terrible business, that. Just utterly tragic. The poor girl was a ward of the state. I took her in and sponsored her myself. I can't say that she was like a daughter to me by any stretch of the imagination, but she was as close to as I might call one of my sponsored students, something like that. I'm doing my best to hold it together. My staff and my faculty depend on me.
Do you happen to know when the last time you saw them?
The students are on nascent break. They have been for the last 4 days. I have not seen her since the break let out. Those that are here, the ones that you saw, they're in extra classes so that they can graduate early.
Now, would there be anybody that you would know of that might try to abduct her or even lead her astray? I mean, we're not sure if she's left with her own free will or or she may have been coerced.
She was a teenager. What kind of enemies could a teenager make?
What was she studying precisely?
Abjuration. A student after mine own heart.
And would you say she was top of the class, middle of the class? I mean,
She did exceedingly well up until about 6 months ago.
and was there any change of temperament, personality within those 6 months that you can recall?
She started seeing a boy, and once it started affecting her grades, I told her it could not continue. She promised me she broke things off.
Interesting. Do you happen to have this boy's name?
She looks for a couple things in her drawer, pulls out a journal. Xander.
No. Is there no last name?
I was never
Oh,
given one.
Xander. Okay.
I figured he
Do you
was a
have
commoner. Maybe
do you
he
have a
lacks one.
do you have to have a description? Do you know, just so we're aware if we happen to
I never saw
come
him
across him?
myself.
Do you happen to know anyone who might have?
The only one that I knew of was
Okay,
Yeah.
interesting. Right, okay, that's interesting. Yeah, we're just trying to come up. We just got a few leads, and we're just trying to figure out what her last movements were. Was there anybody she was in contact with? Do her parents know she's missing? Are her parents or do her parents live here?
she was an
or is
orphan. She was a
she's
ward
an
of the
orphan?
state. She showed
Interesting.
high intelligence, and I sponsor many young folks who show potential aptitude. I think that
Very
it does better for the world to have more people to help those that need
indeed,
it.
indeed, a very noble pursuit, headmistress. Very noble indeed. So, on that matter, do you, in your academic mind, believe that she could be useful to anybody if she were abducted, with the knowledge that she knows?
Depends on what they wanted. She was in her 3rd year of her 2nd series. There's 3 series here. Most humans that enroll in her circumstance begin at age 10. She was 17, so she still had a good 8 years of class left before she'd be turned loose. It's not like she was at the highest of levels yet, as it were.
But she would have had enough knowledge to be quite adept at barriers or magical shields of the sort, maybe.
She would know how to make them
And she
manifest, for lack of a better
she-
term.
would she have learned how to break them also?
No, no, dispelling magic is something that we do not teach the students until their final series.
Interesting. Interesting. I look to the captain. Is there anything you would like to interject, Captain?
I think you pretty much covered everything. I was I was gonna ask if she had any new friends because we talked about enemies, but my question was answered. It's always a boy, isn't it?
It's always a boy. So, being an orphan, would you say in your position as headmistress that they would be like that could be a likely reason to take someone like that with no ability to worry anyone that they had gone missing, since they have no parents or family to speak of that would possibly worry? Maybe make her an easy target, let's say.
What are you asking me?
Well, we're just trying to discern like the reason for if she has been abducted. Not saying she has, just saying that she may have ran off with this boy. We're going to try and find out. That's a very helpful lead. Thank you very much. But since you mentioned she was an orphan, these cases tend to be they will pick an orphan, so it's less likely someone's going to chase them down. But thankfully, the Commodore's office has some of their best men working on this case.
She nods, having finally finished her sandwich and rejoined you at her desk. You'll find Sadie, won't you?
We will do our very, very best. Indeed, we are here to help in any way we can. We have a couple of a few other men of ours that are scouring the city for other leads we have. We've got about 3 or 4 groups around the place, just making sure that we can follow down every lead. We've been very helpful. I mean, if there's anything else you can think of that might be helpful to us, then please speak up.
She's not said much to me about it since I told her to break things off. All she said was that she had done so.
And you believe her?
I did.
Sense hesitation until?
Well, now I'm not so sure. I haven't seen her in 4 days. She was trying to fast track. She would have been enrolled in these accelerated courses over the break.
Do you think maybe there was pressure from her boyfriend to leave the university or advance? Hard to say.
I've never seen or met him. I don't know.
Interesting. Finally, did she ever speak of this boy and what he was like as a person? Any goals, any jobs or anything, or was it all very close to the chest?
She said he was a nobleman. Or
A noble.
he was heir to a noble family.
Now, just asking above the table, would I recognize someone called Xander of noble family?
Royal Society.
Okay. I'm gonna roll it to you.
There's several noble families here, and some of those families are pretty broad.
Mhm.
Xander is not one that like really sticks out to you.
Okay. Okay, interesting. Okay. I look to speed. I mean, is there anything you'd like to ask the headmistress captain, or are we pretty much done here?
I think we're
think I've
pretty much
exhausted.
done here.
Yeah. Okay. Well, thank you for your time, Headmistress. We will endeavour to make sure that this student is found safely and return her to your care as soon as we possibly can. If there's anything you can think of, reach out to us at the Commodore's office, and we'll see what we can do. We might be back if there's anything else you can think of.
Please, if you need anything else, don't hesitate. I want to see
Thank
her
you.
return safely.
We'll try our best. We won't take up any of your time, and I get up to leave, and I look to the captain.
Is there any kind of like sincerity check in Pathfinder?
Yeah. Anything like insight
Perception,
or maybe
right?
Yeah. I just want to see if she's like actually concerned.
Sure.
Perception?
Perception makes sense unless there's something else that you think makes more sense, in which case I'm all ears.
No, that's fine. All right. You want in public or
Let's do blind GM roll.
blind GM roll? There you go.
Do you want to spend a hero point?
I mean, yeah.
You can reroll if you want.
All right.
That is far better. Okay. On the first one, you rolled a nat 1. On the second one, you rolled a nat 20.
Oh,
That's amazing.
Wow.
for a total of 33.
Yeah. So you understand this woman is just very socially awkward, very distant as a person. As she said, it's kind of unfair to look at any of her students more favorably than the others, but Sadie was the closest that she would have ever looked at as being her daughter. She is concerned. She just has a really strange way of expressing it, and she has to put on this strong facade at work because everybody else kind of looks to her as the leader. You recognize it as something you would probably feel compelled to do if in similar circumstances.
Okay, just making sure.
I look back at Speed and be like, "Are we good? We done?
Yeah, yeah.
Cool." And we turn to leave.
All right. The doors open and you walk out. We zoom on over to the steel quarter.
Just to
Where?
let you know, Mash has gone to a sort of dog out for a bit,
Ah.
so it's okay.
see.
I'm here.
So with Monty Beefcastle in the lead, where are you taking us, buddy?
I'm assuming there's quite a few blacksmiths at the steel quarter,
Yeah.
but I would. Is there? I'm going to walk around the town, but I'm assuming the one that would have lost someone dear to them would have missing posters in the window or something of that effect. So I would like to look for the one with the most.
All right. So looking around, we'll call it the 20 minutes that Captain Speed and Tristan were having with the conversation with the headmaster. That was you looking around from all over this part of the town, and what you found, Monty, was that nobody has missing persons posters put up anywhere.
Oh.
Sorry.
No, you're good.
Emergency.
No worries.
It was doing the dance. Sorry. So we're looking
you're
for
good.
posters.
We're trying to find the blacksmith where the person went missing. And there's no missing posters anywhere, which is weird. Can I just go to the nearest one and to me right now and just walk in and just straight up ask, do you know, I heard some smithy around here there's a missing person inquiry in, and I just wanted to know if that was you, or if not, point me in the direction of where that might be, please.
Oh, you want
Wait.
Oramus?
Yes, okay. Do you know where I can find Oramus?
Oramus the elf. Yes, that building right there in the center.
Thank you so much. Nice wares, by the way. And I'll
Thank you.
walk out.
Yep. So you see directly where they were pointing was this large building in the center of a hill in the middle of the steel quarter that's actually being covered up by the shield bit.
Okay.
Is this the same place that our comrades spent a lot of money recently?
Yeah, but I don't know if you know that, if your characters know that.
Probably not. Meow.
Can you hear him? He's being a noisy little shit, isn't he?
It's awesome.
Right, cool. Okay,
Right.
cool. Well, I don't think we would know that because they didn't tell us the place. They just told us that they bought things.
Yeah, it's all good. Right. I'm going to rock in with my top off and my bow tie on. And are you, is this Oromist's place? Are you Oromist?
So when the door closes behind Ruby, you find that the entire area, just like before your very eyes, changes into this vast plains with these brilliant blue skies overhead.
Whoa.
Everything that looked like architecture now looks like a tree or some kind of, it's a programmed illusion that is made to have everything appear like a beautiful elven glade.
Wow. That's amazing. Is he there?
He is not, but his secretary is. She is standing opposite of a beautiful like branch that has grown out. She's making some fresh tea, which she sets on the branch. Might I offer you some tea? It is, of course, lunchtime.
Fucking lootly. That smells amazing. This is beautiful. Ruby, get a load of this. It's incredible. This is hospitality. You don't get this at any other smithy, let me tell you that.
She just bows.
It is very unique indeed.
Come on,
yes.
Ruby, you ask the question. I'm just going to be sipping at my tea.
You're gonna say, but as much as the refreshments are nice, the manner for what we're here for is not very pleasant. We'd like to speak to the proprietor about his missing child.
She kind of like tilts her head at you. And why would you want to do that?
The Commodore has tasked us with gaining information. He believes that his official-looking doofuses, because let's be honest, they're all a bit of a doofus. He doesn't think their tactics are working, and so he's asked some friendly, more approachable people, such as ourselves, to have a wander around and see if we can maybe find where the boy is.
Exactly. I am indeed a fucking delight, and I'm here to assist you.
But of course, if it's on official business, it's very painful for him to talk of, you see.
I mean, if you would rather tell us instead of bothering him, I mean, I don't want to like re-traumatize him or anything. I mean, that's not what we're here for. We're here to help.
I will answer what I can. If there's something that I can't answer, then perhaps we might ask him.
Well, mostly it's about the circumstances of his disappearance.
Yes. Jalarin disappeared 3 months ago. He was the pride of my master's life, the joy in his eye, watching him grow, even I found myself admiring the bond the two shared. He was my master's apprentice, and he would, of course, take up his craft one day.
Can I ask, was he alone? Has he been seeing, like, hanging out with people he wouldn't normally hang out with, or I don't know. Was it out of the blue? When did it happen? Was it at night? What? Just give us as much detail as you possibly can.
I don't know everything. What I do know is that purportedly my master and his son had a disagreement, and the next morning he wasn't there. Oramus said that he would come back and that he'd show up, and then a day became a week, and a week became a month, and now he cannot help but blame himself, thinking that if he had not been stubborn and had acted, maybe he would have been able to intervene.
So he's probably just ran away then. You think?
I hope. But where to? That island is not hospitable. If he was still here in the city, well,
What island? Why an island? Why does he have to be in an island? Does he
you are
go
on an
to-
island.
Oh. I forgot.
He could be on a boat though. He could have left. Why? Why do you think? Oh, excuse me. Excuse me. Why do you
Ruby,
think?
that's
he's-
very rude.
Why do you think he's missing as opposed to have gone? Is there any disturbances? Like, are his things still there?
He didn't take anything with him.
Was he hanging out with any creeps?
I don't know. I don't know his friends. I just work here. I liked the boy, don't get me wrong. He was charming, but I don't know.
I think we're gonna have to go talk to his dad, I'm afraid.
I think so too. Oh, fucking hell. You lead, Ruby. You're better at talking than I am.
Would you mind getting your forge master for us, please?
Thanks
She
for your help,
bows.
but it didn't help.
She bows and she walks off into the tall grass. After a few minutes, she comes back with Oramus in tow, and he kind of gives you a bow. He is this kind of tannish skinned elf, long, flowy white gown, long blonde hair that falls down his back, and he just comes to face the two of you, obviously looking down at the two of you, but not like scoffing, looking down at you. You're just much shorter than him. And he says, I understand you're here to ask me of my son.
As much as it, we don't want to, dredge up old wounds, sir. We'd love to be able to help if we can.
We'd like to heal those wounds and hopefully find your son. So, excuse me. That's tea is some strong stuff. Right. Your son, was he seeing any creepy weirdos or any fucker that they don't normally hang out with prior to him going missing?
He had made a new friend, which I did not approve of, if that's what you're asking.
Do you know the name of this friend? And why didn't you approve as well?
Because it was taking him away from the time that he was supposed to be spending here learning. He would stay out all hours of the evening, come in late, and then fall asleep when he's supposed to be watching me.
Interesting.
So he was declining as opposed to progressing.
Indeed.
Do you know the name of this friend? No.
Alex.
Alex. Right.
Huh.
Interesting.
Do you know where we could find this friend?
I do not. I've never met him.
Do you know anything about twins of a noble family?
The Cascamare twins?
That's the one. Have they been up to anything suspicious that you might be aware of?
Suspicious? Oh, let me think.
Basically, they're on my shit list, and I need to find. We need to speak to them because yeah, we got vibes.
I heard they had a falling out with their stepfather. They don't live at their family estate anymore.
Where do they live now?
They stay, believe it or not, they stay in the Old Town District.
Really? Any particular building, establishments?
The inn, from what I hear.
They stay at the inn. Well, thank you very much. We'll certainly know where to find them now. Very helpful. Your son. I think we will find him. We'll find him.
It's been 3 months, Master Halfling.
I know, but I don't know. I just got a feeling. Your receptionist, bless her. Don't tell her I told you this because she's just trying to help you. But said you had a fight with him before he left. What was that about? Was this because of his late nights and all that?
He nods his head. Indeed. He was, as our eloquent Master Dwarf here put it, regressing instead of progressing.
I don't know what either of those words mean, but that's fine. Ruby, anything else you want to ask our fine elven friend here?
No.
Do you know where this Alex lives, by any chance at all?
He said no.
I've never
Sorry.
met him before.
I was hoping you just suddenly remembered between the last time I asked that question and now. Never mind. Right. Lovely forest, nice fields, lovely, beautiful. Thank you very much, and we'll try our best, sir. Thank you.
We'll try our best to get answers, is what my companion means.
Correct.
Wait,
Yes.
if you bring my son back to me, I will craft for you weapons. Icons of your service. Unlike anything you've ever seen before.
Well, that's
Ooh.
very fucking kind of you.
We shall try.
We will certainly try. Well, I do like weapons. All right, you got a deal there.
He nods. I trust that is sufficient motivation.
I didn't need any more motivation.
Ruby just wasn't wanting to give him false hope. She's like, no, that's fine. And she's like, as long as you're fine, I don't want you to be sad. Don't be sad.
You get the feeling that he's angry more than he is sad. Angry at himself, angry at the circumstances, and angry at whatever might have taken his son.
If you have any more questions, ask the Commodore.
Thank you. I appreciate that he is dispatching men to see to this affair.
Yes, a fine fellow. Doesn't hang anyone, it's great.
Mhm.
Unless they deserve it, of course.
Yeah, exactly. Like we don't deserve it, do we, Ruby?
Nope.
No. Spread the word. We don't. The halfling and the dwarf, who are kindly going around trying to find people's missing people, and they don't deserve to hang. Thank you.
Like an Always Sunny skit.
They just like both bow at the end as if they've been doing a performance. They're just like, "Thank you. There will be no encore."
Right,
Very
see you
good.
later.
All right. With that, we are probably at the best time for our final break of the session. So, assuming everybody's good with it, we're going to cut to a break and then come back for the final bit.
Cool.
All right. Don't go anywhere, folks. We'll be right back with more Booty.
Booty.
Welcome back. Thank you so very much for patiently waiting. I surely do appreciate it. So, our crew has departed from their separate locations, I imagine, and reconverged. Might I ask where? Also, for some reason, Cal is not showing up on screen.
Cal is a ghost.
He is a myth surrounded by an enigma.
I can confirm he has legs. I met him. He has legs.
How strange. Why is it being weird? You might need to rejoin the call, maybe? I don't know. It's being really weird. I'm sorry for the inconvenience. Sorry, folks. I don't know why that's happening. New problems all the time. Technology. It's only good until you need it to work.
Damn right.
But with that being said, where are you guys going to be reconverging?
Steel Quarter. We went to the university. Would something like Palm Meadows? Would that be sort of?
I would like to ask where the inn was actually. Where it was in the
Old Town District.
Old Town District.
Yep.
I mean, we wouldn't know to meet there.
Nope. But
But
you
I would
probably
like
would have
to
had
go.
established somewhere where to meet ahead of time. We can kind of skip forward to everybody being together and y'all deciding where you're going.
Well, yeah, let's meet back where we did last time, which was the Gilded Green, wasn't Gilded Green? Was
Gilded
it?
Green.
Corner Club, is that it? Yeah.
Yeah, it was the Corner Club where we met last time. So
Yeah.
Outside of it, yeah.
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 Right, guys, what did you learn?
Well, she's got a boyfriend that no one seems to have seen before, called Alex.
An invisible
Xander,
boyfriend.
sorry. Called Xander, and belongs to a noble family.
Well,
And she's an
well,
orphan.
well.
She's an orphan.
Xander, you say?
Hmm.
Well, unless I'm mistaken, that person's name is probably Alex, which is the same person that the blacksmith's son was hanging out with before they fucked off.
And it's interesting that her studies dropped off after meeting this guy as well.
Yeah, he sounds like a grade A fucker. We
yeah.
need to find him.
Yeah. I
We
think this might be
also-
the same person. Sorry, go on.
We also heard that the twins that we're looking for have moved into the inn in the Old Town because their stepfather is a douche.
So, are we wanting to pay them a visit? Maybe a little shakedown?
Maybe they know where this Xander is.
And if they're the same person as this Alex character you found out about,
Exactly.
this could be the same person.
Let's shake down these identical fuckers.
All right.
If with the captain's permission.
Don't have
At
to
the
ask my
best.
permission every time.
Do. I really do. Otherwise, if I start doing stuff, people are going to go, oh, it's Monty causing a mutiny again.
So, after about another, 30 minutes or so, about noon 30, the four of you have made your way to the outskirts of Old Town District. Where do y'all go to? Where do y'all start looking?
The inn.
Which one?
Wait. Old Wall Inn.
All right.
It's the one on the map.
Very good. So,
Is that cheating? There's
Well,
a
there's the
tavern and there's
there's
an
a Market
inn.
Street Tavern and the Old Wall Inn. So yeah, I suppose the inn. That's what they say there. That's what we found out. Let's go there.
yeah, you'd ask somebody, and they would be able to tell you where either of the places are, either of the local watering holes on the side of town are. Y'all choose to go to the Old Wall Inn first, making your way out to the outskirts of the side of town, and you find quite the establishment over here. It is large, built into the side of a hill, which you only can imagine has rooms that go down a couple of levels that will stay cool during the heat of the summer months. In you make your way, and even now, it is lunchtime, so you're expecting somewhat of a crowd, but it's crowded. Like, it is packed in here. There's people of all manner, most of them on the lower class end of the spectrum, having lunch here or brunch here or working or taking a break.
Cool.
This looks fucking awesome.
Can I walk up to the counter to the bar and just really confidently say, I'm looking for my mate Sandy. You might know him as Xander.
The dwarf like scratches his bald head.
I don't rightly know, Xander.
I mean, see, I know him as Sandy. He might go by Alex.
He hands you an ale.
Cheers, buddy. Then she flips him a 3 copper or something. I don't know how much it is in Pathfinder.
2 copper.
Yeah, so she flips him some coppers.
Nods.
Thank you kindly. Sorry, I don't know, Xander.
No. Ah, damn it.
You can see it with Monty just like not even coming up to the bar height, but you can see a lobster on a stick, like sort of bobbing along, and he leans the lobster on it like he's doing a puppet, and he's like,
Could you tell me if there are any twins here at the moment?
Like, looks at the lobster, kind of peers over the bar.
Is this guy with you?
Unfortunately, yes.
I'm not in the habit of giving out people's information.
Oh, don't worry, mate. We're here on behalf of the Commodore. I was hoping my mate would have some leads on something else, but yeah, there's been a couple of missing persons, and we're helping out the Commodore.
Exactly. Officer Lobster demands respect.
He's
Yeah.
hoping that the more natural and like laid what's the word civilian approach to the investigation will help. So he's recruited us in.
You're after the Cascamari twins, then?
Indeed.
Yeah, they're probably hiding out in their rooms now. Or, come to think of it, I haven't seen them come downstairs, but we've been pretty slammed today. I might have just missed it. I don't know. They're staying here, though.
Would you let a lobster take a look upstairs, just briefly?
Don't think I can say no, can I, officer?
He hands over a key.
And Ruby smiles and goes, "No, thank you, officer."
Thank you.
And then she just like presents it to the captain. She's like, "Here you go, captain. They're in this room."
All right, let's take a trip.
She's turning into a bit of a brown noser, is Ruby. I'm sorry.
Captain.
Captain, it's a trap.
Ever since I gave you that necklace.
I know,
Yeah.
right?
Gold star, Captain. Gold star.
Yeah, give me perception checks, everybody.
I've lost my practitioner.
Womp 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 womp. Sorry.
That was awesome.
Perception.
I love that. Absolutely love that. That was amazing. Wah, 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 wah.
Where is perception?
It's on the
Under your
side.
AC.
Oh,
Yeah.
it's there. Okay.
It's used for so much that just put it on the side. Okay, so Captain Speed, maybe you're a little bit caught up in the moment thinking about what it is that you need to be doing here. Everybody else, you can hear down the hall as soon as you come up the stairs, two people like kind of whisper yelling at each other coming from under the door down the hall, like not really able to make out what they're saying. You're too far away. And then Speed, you step on a creaky floorboard that and then suddenly they stop.
Fuck.
We all just smile, really big, cheesy, like like serial killers. We're all like, "We're fine. This is normal. We're not doing anything."
Is this
Room service.
We didn't order anything.
complimentary room service?
I'm sure. Didn't you order the lobster on a stick?
How many of you are there?
There's like one lobster and 1, 2, 3, 4 of us.
Shit. Grab the fucking case. Go.
And you can hear the sound of a window being opened.
Go.
Bust in the door.
After
Bust in the
Yeah,
door.
bust in the door.
Strength
Stop in the
athletics.
name of the Commodore.
Sorry, that's 5e. God damn it. Athletics check.
Who's doing it?
Oh,
I say you all just go at it at the same time for comic effect. Because
Oh,
Ruby's
Beef
not
Castle's
going to do it. If
free.
Ruby's doing it, she's transforming, and I ain't doing that. So
Beef Castle plus 7.
basically the battering ram. Beef Castle through the door first, is he?
Even with the Lich's curse, a inn's door is no match for the combined power of Speed, Monty, and Tristan as you just violently break through the door. And the scene set before you is a very simple 2 beds on either side of the room with trunks, clothes scattered everywhere, somebody holding like a luggage piece of suitcase. You can see 2 of them. The man trying to very quickly climb out, and then the woman, well, they're like 20 years old, holding the other end of the luggage for him to catch as he's climbing down. She shrieks with surprise, causing him to lose his grip on the suitcase, and he is going to fall from the top.
Oh, shit.
okay. Right, so
He collapses onto the ground on his back. She's shrieking, "Who are you? Who are you? What do you want? Get away! Get away!" What? do you
This is a raid.
Told you we're fucking room service.
I was really hoping like there was a way for us to stop him.
Wow.
An owl
Too late now.
starts flying at your face, Captain Speed, squawking and shrieking. She, the woman, trying to call it off, but it's in like protecto mode, and it's just like trying to claw you up as best as it can.
I'd put it in a headlock.
Amazing.
Give me a acrobatics check or sleight of hand.
Fuck you, Owl.
Take that.
Oh yeah, no problem. You just reach out, grab the owl, and it's just kind of goes limp in your grip, like looking up at you, like its eyes quivering in its sockets. Like, what the fuck? What just happened?
I just slowly put it down onto like anything.
Just kind of lays there
Next
for a
to me.
moment, and then stands up, hops over to the girl, and then like hops onto her shoulder, like bites her on the ear. She's like, "Stop! Stop! What do you want?" She like looks over the window to her brother, who's like, you can see like the rapier that he has on his belt did not connect well with his leg.
Oh.
I can heal him, but I'm gonna need some answers first, if that's all right.
You're not here
Just
to kill
one-
us?
Nah, I just wanted to talk. You're the ones who tried to leg it out the window.
I don't think they're here to kill us. Okay, let's go get him. And then like in the next scene, we see the 6 of you gathered around a table downstairs. The twins having their their brunch delivered, some pancake, eggs, and bacon. So what is it you wanted to ask us?
Someone else want to take lead?
Someone else?
Okay. Captain? Do you want to or?
No, you go ahead.
Okay.
Go ahead, Tristan.
We're looking for someone called Xander. They happen to be connected to 2 missing people.
Or Alex.
Or Alex, they go by. As we
Or
found out.
Sandy.
That one I made up.
Yeah.
I
They
know,
have, they have 3 sort of like names they go and by.
I've never known anybody by that name. I'm Clarence, and the girl goes, I'm Claudette.
And what's your surname? Just to be sure we're talking to the right twins.
At the same time, they both say Cascamore.
Great.
Firstly, who do you think is trying to kill you? And this might be a connected question, but do you think there might be a reason why we who have been hired to find out who has been doing these things pointed us in your direction quite quickly?
They share an expression, and then Claudette speaks up. Our stepfather. He married our mother about 10 years ago. She died 6 months ago, and he's been putting us through hell. He won't let us have access to the will. He wouldn't even let us see our mother. And he denies that she even set aside a direct inheritance upon her death, which we know for a fact that she did because she told us that. As soon as she perished, we would inherit part of our fortune, and then over time for the rest of our lives, it would kind of trickle in, and it was just going to be invested, keeping the family fortune going in perpetuity. And then Clarence says, that was the idea anyway. But we haven't seen a copper of that wealth. I'm waiting tables just to make ends meet.
It's not what we ever anticipated for our lives. I'm not going to deny that we grew up in the lap of luxury, but having to scrape for our inheritance, it being denied to us by someone that isn't even our father.
Fuck. Well, why? But with all that being the case, why kill you? Or try to kill you?
So that we can never get official support. I've tried to get in to see the Commodore, and they said it's a private family affair, and those are messy, so the government doesn't get involved.
Okay. So your stepfather, is there any chance he would be capable of abduction or even something even more terrifying and deadly than that?
He's a right and proper bastard, but abduction. That doesn't.
Well, he's
I
got to
don't-
have some sway if the constabulary's not like listening to you at all. Like he must have some sway with the government.
He's the patriarch of our family. Our father died when we were young. He's the one left in charge, even though he has no Cascamare blood in him whatsoever.
What's your stepfather's name?
Chamberlain. He took our mother's last name when they married. So he goes by Chamberlain Cascamare.
And is there a reason why specifically he would withheld your inheritance?
She speaks up from like stroking the burb and feeding him little bits of sausage because he's a selfish prick. Wants it all for himself.
Does he have any like business interests? Is he what kind of line of work is he in? Would there be a reason for him to have this money to funnel it elsewhere into any projects or of that description?
He told our mother that he was a merchant lord from Gia. And, well, we've never been to Gia. Our mother's never been to Gia. I know that it's the homeland of humanity, but I don't really know anything about that place, to be quite honest with you.
Has he ever been associated with any arms dealing or anything of that nature?
Wine, I think, is what
Just wine.
Wine, like drinking wine.
Yeah, just wine. Okay.
When's this party happening?
Party?
Oh, the one at the brothel tomorrow night.
Oh, the House of Rain. Oh,
Yeah.
we went. Yeah, we used to go to that. It was fun.
Yeah. Sorry, a bit of a diversion there. Just thought things were getting a bit heavy. Your stepfather doesn't have any business there, does he?
He does not go to social functions. He's a shut-in.
Whereabouts would he be based?
The Cascamare estate. It's the westernmost house in the Gilder Green district. But it's locked up tight. He has hired so much security since our mother passed away. Our mother was so sweet. She was losing her mind, you see. I believe the alchemist called it dementia.
she was only in her 40s, so it surprised us all. But
And you think that was by natural means, not through magic or any sort of poisoning or anything of that nature?
they share like a pained expression, like what could do something like that to a person?
But this is what we're trying to find out, because it seems very suspicious that someone in their 40s. I mean, I assume before that she was a healthy person, no sign of any, and then just like that, dementia downhill,
Over the last 2 years, yeah.
I mean,
and then
it still could be early onset, so it doesn't necessarily mean that it's a magical, but it is suspicious that he has mooched in so quickly and then knocks
Just
them
like,
out
yeah,
of the. It's
will
also
and all that.
highly suspicious, like above the table,
Mhm.
that Tristan's daddy was pointing the finger at them when, I mean, they're clearly not doing well for themselves, but like motive for revenge.
Possibly, yeah. But that's why, I wondered if that was like he was poisoning her to make it look like she was losing her mind or something, to sweep in and take the cash and cut them out. Was there any way he cut you out of the will? Was there like some sort of documentation or?
He won't let us see it.
Well then,
Hey.
guess what we're gonna have to go see.
Yeah. Okay, interesting. Okay. And you know nothing of the girl from the university and the boy from the blacksmiths that have gone missing. You're not aware.
They shake their head no.
Are they being genuine? That's the question.
You're pretty sure.
Well, above the table, I'm just gonna gather my thoughts a sec. So
Go for it.
we've kind of lost leads now on where the Xander person is,
Yeah.
and Alex,
Yeah.
provided that they are. So we've kind of lost a trail on that one now. The only place we can go really to gain more information is this person, these twins' stepfather, and the will,
Or the
and
bottle.
and also the brothel for the party.
Yeah.
Remind me why the party?
Because it's a trap.
Because it was weird that he would just, like, the Commodore would go to this brothel. That seems a bit like insistent.
I'm muted. My bad. He was the Commodore was telling you that he knows, or rather, Revis was telling you that he knows that whoever is doing this is active within the nobility circles, and that is like a nobility affair that everybody who's anybody will be at.
Okay. All right. Should we?
Yeah.
Should we start by robbing this will?
Basically, I mean, if the kids can't get hold of it, we can. We'll be like, well, no, he gave it to us before he died.
I mean, we've got 24 hours left before the party, so.
Yeah. I
Captain,
mean, gone.
are we robbing a will tonight? What do you fancy? Do you fancy a bit of breaking and entering?
Bit of smashy.
Exactly that.
Definitely piques my interest.
All right then.
I think it's worth a look, maybe.
And even if we get caught, we can just say Commodore business. So it
I
should
mean,
be
it's
all
kind
right.
of a get out of jail free card at the moment.
Yeah.
Are we kind of okay with the Xander Alex thing? That's kind of, are we happy that we can't really go further on that?
Not unless there's some information about him at the
Yeah, we're gonna have to wait
stepfather's
until the
place.
next night to like take that
Figure that out.
further.
Yeah. Okay. Cool.
Like, I'm
Just
starting
curious.
to think that the two stories may be like vaguely connected, but it feels like there might be some wires crossed here.
Coincidence and stuff
Yeah.
like that, maybe, or they just never existed, and it's just I don't know.
Just us making connections.
Or also above the table, these twins are a fucking red herring.
Yeah,
That-
exactly.
That you're.
The Commodores put us on.
They
Yeah,
quite
yeah.
literally have red hair as well. So, like,
Oh yeah. There we
that
are.
is in no way
Bit
coincidental.
of
I'm sure.
subtlety there thrown in by the DM.
look at him trying to keep his face straight so he doesn't give it away.
Does this room smell of kippers or anything? Where we're
Yeah.
like red herring.
I mean, I'm up for stealing the will. I'd be down for that.
Fuck yeah.
The will's buried with our mother.
Where's your mother buried?
The temple.
Okay,
Which temple?
The temple.
the only temple in town.
The
is
big
it?
fuck off temple.
I mean, like, we can sneak in there. That's not a problem.
Oh, I don't know if I'm down for grave robbing too.
I mean, all we're gonna do is open it up and take a piece of paper out. It's not like we're nicking
Exactly.
a gems.
Yeah, just think of it as buried treasure.
If there's treasure there, we promise we won't take it. I
Well,
promise I won't take it.
I might.
That's why I
Do you know how to
corrected myself.
do you know how to pick locks?
One of us must do.
Because our stepfather has the key and we don't know how to pick locks. The sepulcher will be locked
Do you know where he keeps his key? Is it on,
on his person.
Fuck!
I mean, do we like go to him first and find out some information and
Yeah, that's a good
demand the
idea.
key, or is that?
I
too on
don't
the
think
nose?
that's a good idea.
Is there like a special thing for picking locks, or is it just like your thievery skill?
You need some lock picks too, but yeah, you can use thievery.
I mean, it's possible.
I mean, we could give it a try first.
I mean,
The,
how
the
big's
girl says,
hole in the door?
The girl says, we might even be able to check at the university. I mean, they have outlets there for civilians to purchase things, but I don't know if they would sell an unlocking scroll. We can't afford one, certainly.
We do know the headmistress, though, and maybe they would be willing to part with it because we're doing a good thing by trying to find their missing student.
Precisely.
Exactly that. Not just a hat rack.
Up here for thinking, down there for dancing.
Yeah. Goodbye there for fucking.
Points at his toe because he doesn't know how sex works.
Yeah, it's like interesting. Yeah. So, I mean, is there any other important information you're leaving out for us that we might need to know? Because if you are, we'll probably come back and find you.
We will come with you.
Hmm.
No offense, but you're going to my mother's grave. I haven't seen my mother since she died.
How long has she been buried again?
6 months.
Right.
Fresh.
Sure
Don't
you-
worry, it's not going to be too fresh though. But it's been kept in I'm assuming a coffin of some kind
A
underground
sepulcher.
Yeah.
in a stone kind of thing. Yeah,
Like a tomb type thing.
Yeah.
it's going to be a bit grim.
I want to see my mother.
If you want to see your mother, then fine, just fine. Show us where the door is.
Show us where
We'll
the door
break
is.
it down. We'll break it down. We can break it down. We can break through it. We don't need a scroll, do we?
It might help.
Yeah. I mean, we
Alright.
could try and pick the lock and see how we do, but
I'm assuming y'all are going to go straight there.
Yeah,
not?
let's see. Yeah, let's see how we do.
Let's just see how it unfolds.
Yeah, let's just go to a temple and start picking locks to rob a grave.
Yeah, we're going to need like some full descriptions of these doors.
So we're not
Yeah.
robbing the wrong grave.
So they The Cascamara twins go with you. When you arrive at the temple, you are greeted by one of the priests of the order. The priests have a quick conversation with the twins, and then upon being told wherein they might find their mother's remains, they are led along with you down and down into the undercroft of the temple. Finally, after a good 10 minutes of walking in these sort of quasi labyrinthian walls, or excuse me, halls, you come to a door of iron and stone. The priest unlocks the door and says, I trust that you will be quick with your mother down here. You do not wish to linger, for the spirits of mankind oft find themselves unrest in death.
Right, let's get digging. Let's do this.
I mean, in the best possible way. It's not for us to touch the corpse. Like we're just facilitating, right?
Yeah.
As you all make your way through the door, there's a stairwell on the opposite side of it that leads into a dark pitch darkness. He nods to you and closes the door, locks it,
Cool.
plunging you into the dark.
I'll cast light on my sickle because my sickle's already got light on it, but I want it to like light everything, and I'll pull it out.
With Ruby leading the way, her sickle brilliantly gleaming in the darkness, you are all cast into a, I don't want to use the word comfortable, but more comfortable than you were a moment ago. The twins are standing close to one another, like the woman has her arm around her brother and the owl like on her shoulder, and they're all kind of like tucked in, like they're kind of uneasy being here.
Can I ask a question about the owl?
Yes.
As a druid who has a familiar, would I be aware of whether or not it is a familiar, or be able to tell?
How would you try to tell?
Just its mannerisms and
It's clearly smarter than a normal owl.
yeah, like that's what I've been picking up on. It's like it's clearly is smarter than it is, but like now I'm thinking, is it possibly a familiar? I'm not really sure how I would check.
You could use detect
I
magic.
was
You could do
thinking
a
detect
skill
magic.
check.
Yeah.
You could
Arcana
speak
or
to it.
You could speak to her.
I mean, yeah, but she's. I don't want to be. I want to be sly about it.
Sure. What do you do?
Put it in a headlock again.
Can I cast detect magic whilst I've still got light going? Because the light is just a permanent.
Yeah,
Isn't
it would
it?
just send out a pulse. You just wouldn't be concentrating on the detect magic. You do, in fact, see that this owl is imbued with arcane power. Not a lot. Not anywhere near as much as you or Greg, but a little bit.
So Ruby is going to be definitely keeping an eye on that, but she doesn't feel that it's threatening. She's just going to be aware of it. Because, I mean, lots of different things can have familiars, so it doesn't make them sus.
Wizards often have familiars.
I have a familiar, though. And I'm a druid, so...
Yeah.
Ruby's
He
not going
certainly
to judge
doesn't
her
seem like a
for
druid.
it. Yeah.
So you continue downwards, I'm assuming.
Mm-hmm.
Finally, after a long period of walking, you come to a passageway with 3 different branches. They look to each other and then back up at you, kind of confused, like, we don't really know where to go from here.
When in doubt, go left.
As you all collectively make your way left, finally you come to a dead end. And what you see is this large wall with a mural carved into it. It looks like a family tree of sorts, with names that go far, far back to when you imagine probably this temple was first erected. And all of the names have a key number next to them, like such and such, Cascamare, um, final resting place, and then it's got like a number assigned to it, as if it's an alcove down in here. And then finally you see, well, the twins see where their mother's name is. And we have to go down the right hallway. The center one is the preparation chamber.
Sweet.
Lead the way.
You see it like an expression on their face, and they both are like looking at something. When you follow their line of eyes, it goes to their stepfather's name being carved in. No laid to rest, but their actual father with a laid to rest of 10 years ago.
I mean, we can go visit your dad as well if you want.
Maybe. We need to get that will. And they start making their way down the right corridor. After a few minutes of walking and them tracing out where they think they're supposed to go based off what they read on the wall, they come to another door, not locked this time, completely stone with an iron hinge, and with both of their combined might, they push the door open, revealing a set of alcoves and a sarcophagus in the very center of the chamber. There's a lock and the carving of a beautiful woman, no later than her mid-40s, sitting atop of it with her arms crossed. This is where she was buried.
Would you care to do the honours?
So I guess I'll try to pick the lock.
Give us a
Go
thievery
for it.
check.
Public or
Yeah, sure, go ahead.
Yes.
Oh, yeah. No problem for you, Speed. Blink of an eye, you take out the lockpick. You hear the heavy stone lock roll over. Everybody give me a perception check.
Ay.
My ruby senses are already tingling. This lass is sus.
Captain, you were the only one that heard this, given that you were close enough. I suppose that makes sense. There was a static discharge when you rolled over the lock. This taste of ozone flooded out of the small mechanism, and you got a good puff of that into your nostrils. And you can hear something on the inside. Heavy, fleshy, furling with a wet sound before a scraping. The sound of stonework being torn on the inside, and then the top of the stone sarcophagus straight in half where the woman's beautiful figure was once carved splits and shatters into 100 pieces, and up from the inside reaches a massive black claw. And that is where we are ending the session.
Yes.
Oh.
Dude, that was awesome.
I knew something was going down when I was like, that's a familiar. I was like, why didn't this occur to me? I was like, damn it.
Hell yeah.
It's a little bit sus, but I was like, I'm not sure. I'm not sure.
Yeah, I wasn't sure where it was coming from this episode. Well done. Well done.
Thank you.
That was awesome.
Outstanding.
Oh, thank you. Well, major shout outs to my players. You guys rock. I love running this game for y'all. Y'all truly make it such a blessing, such a blast. I look forward to every booty episode. It's fantastic. I love you guys.
We bragged
Shout
about
outs.
it all weekend. All weekend.
Shout outs to Life. Shout outs to Paul for the support. Thank you for the gift subs, Natisha. So much love, so much appreciation. And of course, thank you to Rolling Thundiga for the raid. Much love. We're going to be paying that forward, so stick around. I'll probably ask Mash to DM me somebody for us to raid into. But with that being said, Seely, please tell people where you can be found, homie.
Yes, you can find me on Twitter at SeelyTTRPG and also the recently updated website SeelyTTRPG.com for all of your TTRPG comedy things. Come and have a look. You can catch me every Thursday on Homebrew Havoc, which is on the Ampersand D20 Twitch channel, and here every other week, and probably popping up here, there, and everywhere now and again on other things. So yes, come say hello, Seely TTRPG. Thanks.
Thank you, buddy. Much love. Thank you for being here. You are a true treat, buddy. I love getting to run for you. You always make me
Pleasure.
laugh.
Good. Pleasure.
Will, what's happening, buddy?
What's up? I'm Will. Just here and happy to be playing some games with some friends. You know,
Fuck yeah.
really enjoy that all you guys support each other and stuff. It's amazing. And yeah, every couple weeks I get to play with you guys, and really brings a positive energy for me. So thank you.
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah.
Oh
That's
man.
it.
Legend.
Hell yeah.
Awesome.
Love that I get to run for you, man. Honestly, like I wanted to run a game for you for so long, so it's I'm happy that I get to do it over a long form.
Oh
campaign.
yeah, because
It's
like
great.
you were both players.
Yeah.
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 And then for a long time, he was doing single shot Saturdays, and I would play on that as well. So I wanted to get to run for Will.
Awesome.
But
Yeah, this is great.
oh, well, thank you, buddy. Love having you, man. Truly. Mash, what's good in your hood?
I have put a name in chat for you in Discord.
Word.
What is good for MASH? Everything is good for MASH. It is chaotic. It is. Oh, my book came out yesterday. A Prelude to Light. It is a short story collection set in the build up towards my epic fantasy series, which comes out in October with Fantastic Books Publishing. It's yeah, it ends in the future, but also before the first book starts. So it is both a prequel and it is full of fan service. So it's a little bit of everything. And like I was telling Derek, I hit 19th in short stories, in gay short stories on Amazon, and it wasn't even out yet.
Fuck
Like
yeah.
that was just on paperbacks. So the support has been incredible. I am so grateful to all of you. Like seriously, it's incredible. Thank you.
Pick it up, folks.
So yeah, if you like queer epic fantasy, then you know support a disabled artist and pick up a book. And also, I've been shortlisted to win the Kaleidoscope anthology, which is also by Fantastic Books, and that also launches in
Yo.
October. Yeah, it's a charity anthology they do for special effects and stack up.
Oh, dude, that's fucking awesome.
Yeah. So yeah,
I'm really
Hell
excited about
yeah.
that.
Fuck
That's
yeah.
amazing, dude. I'm so proud of you. You're fucking awesome.
Oh,
Published
you're welcome.
author A. Hester. Hell yeah. Thank you,
Yeah.
Nash. You
You get me on your show every other week.
I'm blessed, bud. Hashtag blessed. Thank you for being here. Much
Thank
love.
you for having me. Oh, you
Okay.
too. Yes, they have you on the show too. Yes.
Bonus doggo. And Shiv, what is good, my dude?
Hello. You can find me everywhere at IOShiv on all the social medias, and you will see me again on Tuesday for Curse of Strahd, on Thursday for Homebrew Havoc with my good friend Cal here, and you will also see me in the future on other streams as well. Lots of irons in the fire, and back
Will you-
again on Booty at some point.
Booty.
Hell
Booty.
yeah. Thank you for
Booty.
being here, Shiv. You are
Thank you, sir.
awesome, man.
Thank you for
Super
having me.
happy to. Yeah, thank you for being here, man. Super cool. You're wonderful to run for, and you put up with me messaging you in between sessions, like,
That's
oh,
perfect. I mean,
blah blah blah
yeah.
blah blah blah.
Nah, that's
Here.
cool. You can run to me if you want. It's fine.
But yeah, well, thank you again. Thank you, my players. You guys rule. Y'all are fantastic again. So we're gonna be raiding into Draxiaruga.
Yaruga. It's
Aruga.
it's her 3-year affiliate, and it's also 12 years since she changed her name and officially like transitioned properly. So like it's a
Oh,
huge
hell yeah.
day.
Yeah, absolutely. That's awesome. We're
Amazing.
All the love.
gonna get in there, be positive, spread the love. Thank you guys again for all the support. I love you. I appreciate you. I will be live here in about 2 hours 15 minutes with Covet Syndicate. My for now 5e. It'll be Pathfinder later on. Campaign. Back to the Morning Castle. They completed the
Sweet.
side quest.
Have they?
Yeah, they completed the side quest. They got a wish spell.
Oh dear.
Yep.
Wow.
So we'll see what
Remember
becomes of
when
that.
we got a wish granted and we got cursed, and then the character left, and we're still cursed.
Yeah.
Thanks, Vincent.
Yeah. Good shit. Again, not cursed, law of surprise. But yeah. More fun. Next, I'll be live on Wednesday with Kill Team Last Bastions, a Deathwatch RPG actual play. And then on Friday, I'll be live, or on Thursday, I'll be live over on twitch.tv/TheLastOmnitect with Skies of Atanri. It's a Pathfinder 2e game. I will see y'all later. I'm out of time. Bye.